I have over 1 hour of live commercial cold calling for you. And by the way, if you have not yet downloaded my script book, it's the third link in the description down below. So please check that out and let's dive right into the video. Hey, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Hey, Cheryl. It's Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How are you?
With who?
Ace Acquisitions. I'm a local real estate investor here in town, and I was just calling you about the property at Asbury Avenue. And I was just curious if you consider selling the property for the right price.
For the right price? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, do you happen to have a number in mind you consider selling it for?
$2.5 million.
So 2.5. Okay. Because I know that it's a mixed-use property. There's some retail on the bottom, and then I'm imagining above there's probably office or apartments.
There's 4 apartments upstairs. There's a shop in the back and a warehouse behind that. That's being renovated right now.
Got it. So I'm just taking some notes while you're talking. So mixed use, 4 apartments above. How many bedrooms are in those apartments?
They're all 1 bedroom.
Got it. All 1 beds. Okay. Retail on the bottom.
2 stores.
So 2 retail.
1 is small
Got
and
it.
1 is not small. Normal, I guess.
Understood. 1 is smaller than the other. And then you said behind it is...
Well, they're all connected now. They used to be separate, but I connected them all, and there's a shop behind the main building with the retail and a warehouse behind that.
Okay. And then do you have like a rough square footage for any of that in the back?
I have no idea.
That's okay. I can do the homework. Don't worry about that.
5,000?
You said how much? I'm sorry.
5,000 or 6,000?
Just for the warehouse?
No, I think total.
Okay, got it. Total. Just a quick question. How much was like the total rent per month?
Total rent per month for the apartments?
Just, I mean, it could be the apartments, it could be the whole thing if you have the number.
Well, the apartments and the store are probably about 7,000. The store downstairs is owner occupied. I have a business in there.
Oh, nice. You're in the smaller one or the bigger one? I'm sorry.
The bigger one, I pay, you would say it's probably with the shop, $7,500 a month.
Got it. So the shop / warehouse in the back is rented for around $500.
$7,500.
No, I'm saying just the shop in the back is rented for $500. It sounds like, because you were saying the apartments and the other retail is around 7,000, and then you're saying the shop included is around.
Separate, and then another $7,500 for the store, for the larger store and the rear shop.
Got it. Okay, so just to clarify, so you're paying right now for both the warehouse space and that larger storefront $7,500 a month. The apartments and the 1 storefront, again, not the one that you're occupying, total is about $7,500 a month. I mean,
No,
it's
the one I am occupying, the larger one, is $7,500 a month.
and then everything else is around 7,000.
Yes.
Got it. And if you were to sell the property, as an example, for a number that made sense, around the $2.5 million number, would you prefer to stay?
Yes.
Got it. Yeah.
But maybe not.
No, it's okay. I mean, just because again, one of the partners of the firm buys several of these types of mixed-use properties. Very interested in picking up another one in town. Again, I just want to be able to, speak intelligently with the partners. Is it okay if I see if the $2.5 million number will work and we can see if we can do something together?
Sure.
I'm going to do my best. If we can just do one thing.
What's the name of your firm again?
Sorry, Ace Acquisitions. Can I shoot you a text on this number? Is this your cell?
Yes.
All right, awesome. All right, Cheryl. So again, my name is Henry. I'm going to shoot you a text on this number so you have my info. And then let me do this. What was the best email for you so I can send you something? All right, so really simple call. This is why I push people to just continue to make calls, right? Like I get the same hangups, I get all the same stuff that you guys are doing, but this is a very simplistic call. Would you consider selling the property for the right price? Great opening line for people if you're just getting started. She said yes, of course, and then I said how much? She said $2.5 million, and we went through all the details of the property. Now I'm gonna do some homework and connect with my buyer. I'll get back with her within the next 24 hours, hopefully maybe even later tonight. We'll see if we can get a deal together, right? I mean, this is the simplicity of real estate. Very friendly, great conversation, and this is exactly how simple most of your calls can go. You just have to continue making your calls.
Hello.
Yeah, hey, Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Rich, this is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How you doing?
Who's this?
Henry with Ace Acquisitions. I'm a local real estate investor here in town, and I was just calling you about the property on Asbury Avenue. Just curious if you consider selling it for the right price.
The right price, yeah?
Okay, awesome. Well, look, just curious, I mean, what do you think that right price would be for you?
$3 million.
Listen, I'm a local guy. I actually just bought a 10-family literally right around the corner from you. Any reason, are you interested in buying more properties, or you're more interested in just maybe seeing if you can get your number?
If somebody's interested and wants to buy it, that's the number.
Got it. Understood. No, that's fine. Do you occupy this space currently?
I run a business there, yeah.
Okay, that's sort of what I meant. I'm wondering if you were owner occupying the property. So around $3 million, and then have you ever looked at the zoning of what you could put there, or No, not really.
No.
Okay, just curious.
There's a lot you can put there.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's actually, what's funny? Do you know Jesse, who runs MB Motorsports down the block from you?
Yeah.
Jesse's my cousin.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'm just saying, like, I got a lot of friends, family in town here. So I figured out. Well, look, let me.
If I sound vague, I am, because I get a lot of calls all the time.
No, listen, it's okay.
It's currently not for sale, but if somebody wants to come up with a price, of course I'm going to sell it. So.
I understand. I hear you. Well, how long have you been there, Rich?
Take a look at it, do your homework. If you're interested, you can call me back.
Okay. Well, Rich, before you go, two things. Is this your cell phone, the one I just called you on?
Uh-huh.
All right, cool. I can shoot you a text here.
If you like, sure.
All right, I'm just saying because I'll shoot you a text with my info, just so you know, I'm just like everybody else. I'll shoot you a text with my info, and then we'll see what we can do.
You got it.
You got it. All right, I'll speak to you soon.
Okay.
You too. Bye. Any type of deal that I get that is zoning, not like what I'd be buying here is the land. I'm buying land, right? And the only thing that I can really make sense of is the fact that it's his business. Like, I'm not going to make sense of any of that. Like, it doesn't matter how much money he's making in a business. It's more like I have to do some homework. I have to do some digging as to like how much the land is really worth before I call him back, right?
Angle in.
Yeah, hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for Cindy.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Cindy. This is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, wonderful. Thank you so much. I was just giving you a call because I'm a local real estate investor here in town, and I was just curious to see if you would consider selling the property for the right price.
Not really.
I'm not assuming that you're in this crazy position that you need to sell, but I'm sure for the right price you might consider something, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you have a number that just sounds outrageous that you would consider selling it for?
The last offer was $20 million.
Okay. If you got $20 million, would you take it, or is that not?
I'd really have to think about it.
Yeah, like, listen, I'm not here to pressure you into doing anything. It's
Because
just.
I don't know what's going on with the guy in the almost round office.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'm not so sure if I want to go 44% capital gains, you know what I mean?
I assure you, I don't blame you, right? Like, I'm in the same boat. You know what's interesting, though? I'm an investor and I specialize with working with individuals like yourself who go through big 1031 exchanges. So I can basically help you essentially pay as close to zero tax as possible and taking some money off the table.
Sounds interesting.
Basically, what we'll do is that I can basically show you some strategies where, again, we get you the right price for this property. Okay, again, we'll figure that out. Let's just assume that it's the right price. And then what we'll do is that we'll basically, I'll introduce you to, a good accountant and 1031 exchange officer, which basically they'll explain to you how we can essentially shelter every dollar as much as possible from paying any taxes. There are simple ways to do that.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we do this? If you have like 2 seconds, how many units was there? Because I know there's obviously quite a number.
I'm licensed for 150.
Okay.
I'm not your typical park. I own most all of them, except there's 17, soon to be 15 homeowners.
Okay, got it.
So I rent the home and the property.
Got it. So you said about 17 tenant-owned homes.
Yes.
How many vacant spaces are
And
there?
their rents average about $200.
$200
Some
per.
are a little higher, some are a little lower.
Got it. So on average,
The remaining home, my most expensive is $1,300, and I have a couple that are in the fives. Average would be probably about 9.
got it. Let's do average 900 per month average, and that's for the tenant-owned homes, I'm imagining.
Those are for the ones I owned.
Oh, okay, got it. Great. And then $200 per month for the tenant-owned homes, you're saying?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, awesome. And then is there any vacancies?
Yep.
How many vacant spaces are there?
20.
20 vacant lots.
Empties that are like homeowners that I haven't redone yet.
Yep.
13.
So 13 empty homes?
Yeah.
Got it.
That are needing to be redone. See, I don't pull them out and put in another one because they changed all the things of
Sure.
having to engineer each lot now. So I just go in and redo the whole thing.
Yeah, no, that's smart. That's smart. Is everything separately metered, like water, gas, electric, septic system?
Electric, we're on well and septic. Soon to be water and sewer.
How soon?
They wanted it done probably in this past year, DEP.
Yep.
Because it's here now and they want us to hook up and nobody wants to do it. They can't get the manpower and the prices are just out of this world for materials
Yeah.
because the tenants are going to be paying for it. I'm going to go for a capital improvement,
Sure.
so I'll give a reduction for the water and sewer and then they pay their own. Each home will be metered.
And that's within the next year or so?
Yeah, as long as somebody will do it.
Yeah.
We've been in touch with probably 15 or 20 companies, and they all went, "Oh, we can't do that."
Understood.
Yeah.
And then you're saying electric is separately metered and gas is separately, or sorry, I guess there's no gas there at the property.
No, we're about a 50-50 split between kerosene heat and propane gas heat. Most all the units are propane gas. There's only a couple that are electric. That's about it. All my rental units have electric hot water. Some of the homeowners might have propane, I'm not sure. The other thing is,
Yep.
where it's only me, I don't have P&Ls monthly. I don't have any of that stuff.
Got it.
So it's like, my accountant right now is in the hospital.
So I'm imagining, is it mostly cash that you get, or do you get payments through your bank account? Do you still deposit everything?
I still deposit. I don't do online banking. And it's about 50-50 check and cash.
But I'm saying, like, hypothetically, if I'm sure your bank statements would at least have gross income numbers, right?
For checks,
Got it. Makes sense.
I don't want to pay a cash deposit fee. When I go to pay my property taxes, sometimes I'll throw in cash, and then I go and say, I raise a stink, and they take it off.
That's hilarious. I love it.
But no, I give a receipt for everything.
Sure.
I don't look over my shoulder for nobody for Uncle Sam.
No, I get it. I mean, listen, there's definitely some opportunity here. How close do you live to the property?
I live on the property.
Oh, you live on the property. Got it.
There's a two-story building. Downstairs is the office, the water plant. The office has a bathroom and filing cabinets and stuff. And then there's an apartment that used to be rented, and I got tired of that fast. And that's my baby Home Depot. And then the cluster boxes for mail are on the carport. Upstairs is 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, living room, dining room, kitchen, sun porch.
Got it. So it sounds like there's an office.
Generator that does the street lights and the water. I have 2 wells, the main well and then a backup well.
So you have an office there, one apartment, storage, and then all the utilities.
Right. And a tool room. And then there's a generator room built onto the back.
Got it.
That's all just the generator and welding supplies, cutting torches, stuff like that.
I think that there's some opportunity here. I mean, again, if you got a number that could make sense for you, again, a nice healthy number, and we could also help you 1031 the money into something where you had a very, very simplistic, for lack of a better word, easy, simple, no hassle investment where you're kind of just collecting a check every month, and there's like zero management to deal with. And is that something that you possibly consider doing?
Yeah.
And question, I mean, like, curious, because I know that obviously, again, you're trying to be as tax friendly as possible with this sale. I mean, would you consider seller financing, where you could get a good amount of money down and then just collect a check every month with zero management?
Do what now? You want me to finance it for you?
I'm just saying, like, typically for individuals who want, a very good number on their property, right, as an example. If you don't have any debt on the property, what happens is that, my partners and I can put down a pretty healthy amount of money as a down payment, and then we would finance it, quote, through you, which would be exactly like you moving the money into another deal, as an example. And you would just get, basically, call it, again, I'm making something up, so don't quote it, but it's just more like you got 4, 5, 6% on your money that's that's left in the deal, right? So if you wanted $20 million and you got $5 million down and you financed everything else at, quote, 4%, you would make $600,000 a year to do nothing, right? And you would just, collect $400,000 a year. I mean, $600,000 a year on as in 4% interest on 15 million, right? So, and you don't have to manage
I have
anything.
no idea about that.
Got it. So I'm just saying, like,
Be honest.
No, it's okay. Listen, like, I specialize in helping people basically structure these creative deals where it makes a lot more sense, on paper, because for tax purposes, right? Because, again, there's ways to kind of maneuver the money. Because, again, if you're looking for a big number that, again, you don't want to pay tax on, there's a few ways to basically, I wouldn't say avoid paying taxes, but mitigate your tax basis, if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right? And you're local there now, right?
How long would it take me to be paid?
I'll give you an example.
Is this something over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
Everything's negotiable. So basically, again, the way I would look at it is that, as an example, again, not exactly what would happen, but just we would put down a couple $1,000,000, right? You would finance the rest for, call it 10 years, but it wouldn't actually be 10 years, right? Because what would happen is that between now and 10 years from now, we would refinance the property with a bank loan, and as soon as that bank loan comes in, that would pay you off completely, right? So you have, call it 5 to 10. We have 5 to 10 years to get the refinance, because essentially what we'd be doing over the next 5 to 10 years is restructuring the property and re-renting everything, fixing everything up, making the property as valuable as possible, so that when we go to refinance, we can pay you off. Does that make sense?
Where are you?
I live in Red Bank. I grew up in Freehold.
Oh, Red Bank. Okay.
Yeah, I'm local. So, I mean, because again, you're on the property, so maybe what I'll do is I'll try to stop by maybe later this week, early next week. I'd love to, shake your hand, go through some details together, and, we can try to figure out something. And again, look, listen, if it works, great. If it doesn't, no problem. I'm not, there's no pressure, obviously, right?
To be honest, I wouldn't discuss any kind of financing or anything without my advisors.
No, it's fine. And listen, I don't expect you just to shake my hand and say deal done, right? Like, at least we can meet. I'd love to shake your hand. You get to see that I'm a real person. I can at least present you with some type of written contract. You and I obviously we'd have to go through some numbers so we can get at least an idea of what's going on in the property, right? And then you can take all that information, bring it back to your advisors. They can give you some type of way to counter with us, make sure everything's legit, and we can see if we can put something together.
Okay, totally incognito.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah, sounds good. So actually, what, Cindy?
There would be an uproar.
Let's just pencil it in for like maybe 12 or 1 on Monday, and then we can move it if needed.
How's 1?
1 o'clock works.
Sounds good.
All right, wonderful, Cindy. Again, my name is Henry. I'll shoot you a text with my info, and then I'll see you on Monday at 1 o'clock.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Hello.
Hey, John?
No, John.
I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner.
No, you're in the wrong place.
I'm in the wrong place. I'm sorry about that. Listen, I don't know if you could help me out, but I'm a local investor here in town, and I was just calling to see if you might consider selling your property. I don't know if you have any properties you might consider selling.
No, I'm in senior housing. You got the wrong numbers, man.
Senior housing. I understand. Well, listen, I hope you have a fantastic day, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Bye. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner.
What do you want with him?
I'm a local investor here in town, and I just wanted to give him a call to see if you might consider selling the property. I'm trying to buy the property next door, and figured I'd give you a ring.
Yeah, I'm the property owner of that.
Okay, pleasure to meet you. Again, my name is Henry. I'm a local investor in town, and I'm looking to move some money for a 1031 exchange for myself and for one of my partners. So I'm just curious if you might consider selling the property.
No, I'm not really. What are you looking to put on it?
I mean, honestly, I'm just looking for a strict investment. Like maybe we'd develop it down the road, but nothing immediate.
I get it. Yeah. No, I pretty much accumulate property in that corridor, Route 18, Route 1. So.
Well, let me ask you a question. I obviously know that you're operating this pretty well. I'm just curious, though. I mean, if I had a property off market, could I bring it to you that's in this area?
Yeah, you could do that. It's got to be commercial, though.
How big of a property are you looking for minimally? I know commercial. I know it needs to be in this area.
I'm not looking for anything, but I have anything from 2 acres to 10 acres on major highways. Route 1, Route 18, Route 22.
18,
Route
22.
17.
Yeah, 17.
Small properties don't really help me. I don't think you try to get there, right? If you want McDonald's or something or a bank, you got it. But
understood. Why don't we do this? What's your cell phone number? Okay, fantastic. You got it. Thank you. I'm looking at right now through Reonomy. I mean, this guy owns probably, 30 properties. When it comes to my scripting, I'll heads or tails it in the sense of with my opening line, whether I want to be the investor or if I want to be the broker, depending on how they're responding to me. If this guy's getting a little pushy, right? The more pushback that they have about the cold call, the more I want to be the investor. Because if I'm the principal buyer, they typically will treat me differently than, hey, I'm just a commercial broker calling in the area. If they're really nice and kind and like their energy seems really uplifting and good, and it sounds like they're happy in the moment, then I'll just be the broker because it's not going to affect anything. But I always like to kind of heads or tails it at when I hear their energy, right? Good morning. I'm sorry, I was looking for Rich.
Stephen, can I tell him who's calling?
Yeah, sure. My name is Henry. I'm a local investor here in town. I was calling him about the property.
Hold on a moment.
Thank you. Hello, Rich.
Hello?
Rich, my name is Henry. I'm a local investor here in town, and I was just calling you about the property on.
Okay.
I'm going through a 1031 exchange with a partner of mine. Just wanted to give you a quick ring to see if you might consider selling the property.
Well, I guess everything's for sale, yes, but I'm not actively selling it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I'd imagine I'd see it on the open market if you were actively selling it.
Right.
So do you happen to have a number you might consider?
I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest with you. I just sold 2 properties, 1031s.
Oh, nice.
932 State Road and 759. So,
What type of properties were those? Were those similar to this one?
yeah, medical office, and well, 759 was just office, straight office, yeah.
Got it. And then 33 is also medical, correct?
Medical and office, yes.
Okay, fantastic. In a perfect world, I mean, I know you did 1031 exchange on those properties, so you ended up buying some other stuff locally, or what'd you do with it?
No, I did Delaware stuff, the ESPs.
Oh, okay, understood. Sounds like a nice, easy, passive investment, my friend.
It is, yeah. I sold two Alexander University the same way.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's 15,000 square feet. I've got some vacancies now that I'm working on. So my thought was once I get them filled, then I would come up with a number. If somebody wants to take a flyer on a property that has some vacancies, you know, we can work it off the square feet.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually prefer with vacancies, actually. So just to be super clear with you, to make sure you and I are on the same page, you said it was 15,000 square feet? 15,000? Okay.
On 3 floors.
And how much vacancy is currently in the building?
Right now, I've got 4,000 square feet on the second floor.
The remaining tenants that are in the building, they're on decent leases right now and everybody wants to stay, or?
Yeah, some of them have been here 20 years or more, so I don't think they're going anywhere.
Sounds about right. Some long-term tenants. I love that.
Yeah, I had one bankruptcy on the third floor that I'm still working on. And the second floor was a COVID-related issue.
I understand. Really quick with the bankruptcy. I'm imagining they're probably not paying.
No, my attorney just served them. So yeah, that's going to free up about another 1,300 square feet. No, I think it will free up 1,300 square feet there.
So, I mean, if I was able to take all this problem off your hands for a good price, it sounds like you'd at least consider it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I can wait. It may take me 6 months or more to, get these leases addressed. But if somebody says, I'm active, I'll take the chance. And, obviously there's a big discount to that buyer.
I mean, do you happen to have some type of number in mind?
I was waiting for you to give me one.
I look at it like this. I'm like walking into a very dark cave with no lights on. I have some details about the building. I always joke around. It's like, what I don't want to do is scare you, right? We're walking in the dark together and I don't want to scare you. My intention here is like, based on everything you're telling me, I'm still imagining you still have some pretty decent rent roll, right? Let's say 15,000 minus 5,000 worth of rough square feet that probably is giving you some trouble. You got 10,000 square feet, probably at a decent rent rate. So you must be bringing in somewhere in the vicinity of, hold on one second, 10,000. Probably bringing in around 10 a month, right? 10,000 a month?
More than that, yes. More than that.
15,000? I mean, I'm just trying to get a gauge so I can run some quick numbers.
The rest of the space is, most of it's working out about $2 per foot per month.
Okay, got it. Hold on one second. So I'll do the numbers off of that.
But I'm not selling it as an investment property because it makes no sense because of the vacancy. But if you want to say, listen, it's 15,000 square feet, 3-story elevator service space, I'm going to give you X dollars a foot, and then we could probably make a deal.
If I was even able to pay you somewhere in the vicinity of like 150, 160 a foot right now, given all the vacancy and the situation, plus, which would put you at a pretty decent, even if as a straight investment, is that something you could consider?
I sold 932 State Road for $360 a foot.
Okay.
That was fully leased. I sold 759 State Road, 5,000 square feet with no leases for $300 a foot. So 160 seems a little bit light for me. For me, I'd be better to hold out and get my leases in.
I mean, if I was closer to 200 or in that range, where do you feel like I need to be in order for you to make sense of it?
200, we could probably talk. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you're looking around the 3 million mark.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Why don't we do this really quickly? And you said it brings in, I'm just reflecting on the notes we talked about, $2 a foot, roughly, on the remaining 9,700 square feet. Okay. So really quickly, what I want to do is I'm going to call my banker up and see what numbers we can do. And just between you and I, if it doesn't make sense to me, I hold a license. So I mean, my partner could just buy this straight up because I know he's got a little bit more cash in the bank than I do personally. And I don't want to hold him up.
Are you a realtor or not?
I hold a license, but I'm not trying to call you as a broker. I'm not looking for a listing or anything like that. I'm just saying.
You could probably do better marketing it than I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
More content.
I'm going to put this in front of my partner. I think this would be pretty exciting for him. Let me see what he says, and I'll try to get as close to that 3 million mark as possible.
Trying to meet or not?
He is. So let me see. And I have another friend actually who's not, who would probably buy this cash. But let me find out. I'm going to do some digging on it. Let me do 2 things before I let you go really quickly. Hold on. I'm just going to, what is the best email address for you so I can put a contract in your hands? I'm going to do some quick numbers and calculations with our banker and see what I can do for you, Rich. And I'll shoot you a text with my contact information. That way you have it. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Rich. Have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon. Great conversation there. I have a lot of notes on this deal. Looks really, really interesting to me. I think there's a big opportunity for us to broker a deal in this situation. I don't know how close to the 3 million mark I can get. yet, but I know that there's definitely a good deal, right? So quick circumstances, right? Called them up and I said I was an investor. What I have found is that typically with situations when you're calling a gatekeeper, I have found that being the investor over a broker, I'm an investor who happens to have a license. That's not an incorrect statement, okay? I'll say I'm an investor because typically they'll pass me along a little bit easier. And this guy also happens to, be totally open to a 1031 exchange, which helps out a lot. 15,000 square feet. He's looking for $3 million. So it's 200 a foot. And he's already getting almost a 5.5 cap day one. What's interesting is that at 15,000 square feet times $2 a foot times 12 gives me $360,000 per year times 0.75, 270 divided by a 6 cap. All right, 4.5 million. That sounds about right. Yeah, so this building divided by 15,000 feet would put me at 300 a foot. Okay, that sounds about right. I think we can get a deal done here.
Yeah, quick question, Henry. So now for this one, are you gonna you bring your buyer over? Are you gonna approach this as the broker on this section, submit a typical contract, or you do kind of what you discussed in the last meeting with the like a double closing, like a sign the contract kind of deal?
At this magnitude, unless this guy goes, listen, Henry, I will accept, $1.5 million. My first offer was about $1.5 million, which would have been a steal for this property. I would have cut a check for $1.5 million cash tomorrow. Double closes to me are typically if you make enough money where you could double close, you might as well just try to find enough money to buy it yourself. The smaller deals, you could just do an assignment, but this type of big kind of transaction, I wouldn't do a double close. Because listen, I can also, in my mind, if I can offer him 2.8 million, right? My head goes immediately. If he's willing to accept 3, I maybe get him down to 2.8. And I can make a 6% commission at $3 million, which is $180,000, right? As a broker.
Gotcha.
Or maybe I get my buyer to 3.2 and I can make 3.2 at 6%, right? That's where my head's at.
I have 2 questions. So the first one was, do you think it's too direct to ask them gross and net just straight out?
I get this question a lot, and my agents, on my team ask that question to me a lot because they're like, well, he wouldn't give me any information. I'm like, listen, you got to build some type of relationship with the person before they just start blurting out some really personal information over the phone. So typically what I have found is I can ask pretty direct details about the building, nothing too personal. Something I can find online, like a lot of this type of stuff. All that is fine. I'll throw out numbers about his gross income. I don't know if you heard me do that, just to try to pick his brain a little bit and see if he'll say higher or lower. He told me it was $2 a foot. So I got his gross income number roughly. Now, if I call him back, right? I say, hey, listen, I got a contract for you at $3 million. My guy's interested. Just to clarify though, to make sure I can get this contract over to you, I need to confirm some financials, right? The contract is contingent upon financials. Would you be able to share something with me, right? And I'll go back and I'll do that.
Sure. By saying that you're doing a 1031, I just started cold calling commercial people this week. And I feel like they're when they hear 1031 immediately, they're their price just shot up because they hear that.
Here's the funny thing. Everything has intrinsic value. At the end of the day, if they want to try to ask for a 4 cap, which in markets like Miami or New York, you might get, or in Jersey, because in Jersey, you won't. If this guy wanted $4 million, right? He's obviously out of his mind, and it's okay. And I'll just move on. And what I'll do is I have a whole list of people where they are super high prices. And every 90 days, my team hits that list. And maybe they're coming down their senses. But this is also why I stress to everybody. I like to say, if 1031 exchanges is, if you feel pressured about it and you're like, well, I don't want to come off some type of way, it's okay. And you can use one of the other sales scripts, which I don't say anything about a 1031. Like in my investment conversation here, I did bring that up, but also at the same time, it has to reflect it in the financials. And also, this is also why I'm a huge fan of, I just present offers. I don't really care because my income is dictated on how good of a negotiator I am. If I can get him lower in price and I can get my buyer to come in at a good price, there's more money for me to be making on every deal. I used to not care. I used to make 1 point, 2 points and just not care on these big deals. And then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, if I just spent a little bit of extra time negotiating, I can make 4, 5, or 6 points every single time.
Yep. Thank you.
You got it. No problem.
Hey, David, this is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How you doing?
Okay.
Great. Just wanted to reach out because I know you were speaking with one of my sales reps, Mark, about the property in Pennsylvania.
I guess he called me.
Yeah. Did you have any interest at all in possibly selling the property? I just didn't want to waste your time.
I guess across the street got sold, and there's been a lot of activity lately. That guy's been after me.
He's been after you.
I guess when that guy called Mark or whatever his name is, the guy across the street just came over and told me. He goes, I got $3 million for my property. I was like, holy shit.
I know, it's insane, right?
Then he said, you want to know a price? I said, yeah, give me a price. He was supposed to call me back in 2 days and give me the price, and I guess he never did, or maybe he did.
Tell me real quick. So then, what's the size of this building?
The buildings are like 10, 12,000 square foot, I guess, something like that.
The building in its entirety is about 10 to 12,000?
Something like that, yeah. There's 2 buildings, 2 properties. So, best would be to look on Google Maps,
I'm literally on Google Maps as we're talking right now. I've done my research, but I just wanted to clarify a few things, just because I want to make sure I'm speaking intelligently to you. Both buildings, they're across the street from each other, right?
Correct.
Okay, got it. So it would be both. It would be both properties, the one across the street and the one. It would be both sides of the street. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Got it. So, and then you said your buddy sold for $3 million. Was that also on Pennsylvania or no?
It's right next door. The building right next door.
Yeah. So I mean, if you got a number like $3 million, I mean,
Well,
is that?
I don't think it's about the building. I don't think I think it's about the property. People want to build because of North Elizabeth train station there.
Yeah. I mean, for development opportunities. Yeah.
You know, that's the way I understand it anyway, you know.
Sure. Well, look, I mean, if you got a number like $3 million, I mean, is that something that you'd consider, or is that even?
Well, I wouldn't, because his property, like I just said, is less than half of my property. Look at the Google Maps. I mean, he's got a small piece.
So what's a number that would knock your socks off, and
You know, I don't want to put a number out.
based on a dollar per acre amount, right? You're going to be looking at somewhere mid threes to maybe 4 million. That's just on a price per acre. All of Elizabeth, just as an example. Just to kind of give you an idea, I run a small private equity firm, basically the liaison between clients like yourself and developers direct. So I bring the deals we end up developing and or just re-renting them out. So I don't know if there's a number somewhere in that ballpark that might make sense to you in order to consider selling it, but I definitely would like to see if we can get something done.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? When I'm going to be in the area later this week. I mean, when do you have 5 to 15 minutes?
My secretary's out, so if you want to give me a call next week, it would be better, because I'm the phone's going to be ringing, people come in, so I can't really talk.
All right. So then, do you care if it's maybe middle of the day on Wednesday, or we do a 3 o'clock?
We go home at 3:30, so it'd probably be a little better to be a little earlier,
Okay. So then I'll put you in for 2:30 next Wednesday, and I'll give you a call.
So we remember, okay?
That's fine.
Give a call.
You got it.
All right?
All right. Cool. So I will give you a call next week to confirm. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Bye. Right? They're I would never sell the property for that number. They just wasted their entire day. So I like to kind of throw numbers at them and kind of see what they're willing to do before I set something up. But that's just the progression of my phone call, if you kind of can see that. Anyways, we got a call for next week. Yeah, hey Chris, this is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How you doing?
Good, man.
Fantastic. So I know you were speaking with one of my sales reps, Mark, a couple weeks back about the property on Hurley.
Oh, yes.
All right, fantastic. Got 2 minutes for me?
Sure.
All right, cool. So I own the company, so I figured I'd give you a quick call directly. I was just curious. I know that you guys were chatting some details. I mean, are you still open to selling the property?
I'm not married to that property, I guess you could say.
Okay. I mean, do you happen to have a number that might be worth your while to sell?
4.6, one for 4.2, and I got a verbal for 5.3.
Okay. So any reason why you haven't taken any of those, or where's your head at?
Well, obviously the verbal, which is the most attractive, and it's not written, so we'll see what happens there. But there was just no rush, and I don't know what happened. Apparently something got approved, and all of a sudden my phone's ringing.
Yeah.
I guess the guys that are in the fours, I told them I got a verbal for 5.3, and they're waiting to see if I get a written, and so it's just that's where we're at.
Gotcha. Do you live local? Do you live local to the property?
I'm 10 minutes from the place.
All right, cool. I'll actually be in the area probably sometime tomorrow. Do you happen to have 2 minutes? I just love to shake your hand and kind of check out the property in person. I just don't want to walk on the property without your permission.
I have a 9:30 phone call tomorrow morning. That's about it. 9:30 to 10:30. That's off the top of my head.
Were you able to do something later in the day, maybe 3-ish?
Yeah, I think I got it 3 o'clock. But as long as you can get there by 2:30, that'll be plenty of time.
That's fine. I'll make sure I move it. I will. I'll see you tomorrow at 2:30. I'm going to shoot you a text with my info, and then we'll take it from there.
See you tomorrow at 2:30.
Thank you so much. Yep, bye. I was just looking over the details that he has here. I mean, is selling the property even something you're looking to do, or are you more looking to rent it out?
Both, or selling or renting.
Got it. I'm guessing you bought this building to make it beautiful to flip it?
I used it for 5 years now. We're moving to a bigger place.
Oh, very nice. Congrats on the success of the business. So what number were you looking for? Because this building was only 7,000 to 8,000 square feet, right?
Right. So, what number of hours for rent?
No, to sell it. Sell
is 2.25 range.
Okay, and then if I was going to rent it, what were we looking for?
I believe it's going to be in the range of $12,000 to $13,000.
It's 20 a foot, almost.
No, it's 15, 14.
Oh, okay, got it. Because you're including the square footage of the office space above, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah, hypothetically, if I can't get you your number that you're looking for, are you totally against listing the property for sale?
No, it's always open to listen.
Okay. Just because I'm connected with one of the top commercial brokers in the area, I can introduce him to you. His name is Henry, and I can, is there a time maybe I could try to set up a time for you to meet with him? Listen, I mean, look, between you and I, it's not just about commission. It's about getting you the best price for your property because right now you got a good opportunity to capitalize on what the market's doing. However, I mean, you and I both know that we're probably going into a major economic shift in the next 6 months, if not sooner. Right? So selling your property now or getting it leased up ASAP, right, and spending a couple dollars on a broker might pay off in the long run.
I understand. Okay, let's be in touch in a few days. Make a decision.
Are you going to be in the area like Monday next week, Tuesday next week?
Maybe. Let's talk next week, Monday, Tuesday. Let's see. Maybe.
All right, I'll shoot you a text with my info, and then we'll game plan for something next week. I'm sorry, my name is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. I was calling, looking for the property owner at 110 South Avenue in Garwood.
How can I help you?
Yeah, again, my name's Henry. I'm a local property investor here in town, and I'm actually going through a 1031 exchange with one of my partners. And I was just curious if you would be totally against selling one of your properties.
We are, but we are officially under contract.
Officially under contract. Okay.
What type of time frame you got?
I mean, thankfully, again, we just started, so I got a little bit of time. But I mean, I can close as fast as 3 weeks. It doesn't really matter. I mean, if you got something good, I'll move quick. And if I have to bring more cash to the table, it's not a problem.
Do you mind me asking what the 1031 is for? How much?
I mean, it's probably way more money than I need, but probably like $10 million.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As long as you got 3.4, that's all I care about.
What? For the property in Garwood, or do you have another property in mind?
I do not, but what I can do is call you. He's got about 20 days left of due diligence. Well, he's got 20 days until we're all locked in.
Sure.
Contingencies are waived. So if anything happens in those 30 days or 20 days, I can certainly call you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, was this your cell phone by any chance?
Correct.
All right. What was your first name? I didn't catch it at the beginning.
Anthony.
Anthony. Awesome, Anthony. So I'm going to shoot you a text with my info. This way you have it. And then you said you're looking for $3.4 million. What was the square footage of your property? I'll at least do some homework.
It's like 19.8 or 19.9 and change. I call it 20,000, but it's like 100 or 200 feet shy.
Got it. So just under 20,000 square feet. Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's 110 South Avenue. Is that the specific area you're trying to stay in?
Honestly, anywhere, mostly, central Jersey and north. I prefer it. I mean, listen, honestly, we've bought stuff in Texas, bought stuff in Florida, so I'm not opposed to out of state, but ideally, we're looking for multifamily and warehousing. So those are the two big key things. If you have strip centers, I'll take a look. If you have anything else, I'll take a look.
How's Clifton, New Jersey?
I mean, I'm open. What do you got for me?
You got a pen?
I always have a pen. Go for it.
310. Those are properties that I'm going to be putting on the market first quarter of next year.
Okay.
But if there's a deal to be made, now versus in 6 months, 5 months, whatever it is,
you'd be open to it. What?
I can discuss it with you.
Okay, cool. Give me like a.
I'd be looking to sell that at a 6 cap and a 6 cap. Last time I checked was coming in somewhere right around 11 million, maybe 10.8, 10.9, something like that.
Okay, 11 million or just under. Can you give me like a 30-second synopsis? Square footages, acreage?
Yeah, so the total interior square footage, I believe, is right around 35,000 square feet. However, I make as much money outside as I do inside, which is a great thing. It's on right around 4 acres of property.
Okay, 4 acres.
Which is a hot commodity in North Jersey.
Sure. So you got a lot of truck parking, I'm imagining?
Oh yeah. Google Earth it and you'll be able to see.
I'm already ahead of you.
Yeah, that one lot, big lot, in like the upper left-hand corner.
Yep, I see.
I get $20,000 a month for as we speak, just for that. I think it's like 60,000 square feet.
So it's like 1.5 acres for 20K. Got it. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you.
Yeah. There's another tenant I have that rents 6,000 square foot. He rents the 316 building in the lot just to the closer to the street in front of it, and he pays just shy or like somewhere between 13.8 and 14.2 for the truck parking to go along with the 6,000 square foot standalone building. Every 5 years or so, whatever. I always think I'm getting a ridiculous amount of money
for exterior space, truck parking space.
I know, and then it goes up like crazy.
And it seems about every 4 to 6 years, something like that. And like 10 years ago, I was like, dude, I'm getting, $10,000 for all the outside space. Well, now I'm getting 20 for, half of it.
I know, it's kind of insane. The truck parking market is blown up.
I don't know how hands-on you are, but
Fairly.
if you were willing to hire someone or do it yourself, if you were willing to rent out to individual truckers, I mean, you can get $750 to $1,000 a truck space. So you can turn a $20,000 lot into a $35,000 to $45,000 lot if you're willing to deal with the day-to-day BS.
Sure. I
have a lumberyard in Brooklyn, so I'm never really there. I just don't have the time or whatever. Yeah, it's the opportunities are there, man.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, this actually looks like something that would be definitely super interesting for us. Why don't we do this? I'm going to, I'll shoot you a text with my info so you have it. And then maybe one of these days I can plan to at least take a walk around. I don't need to bug any of the tenants, but at least I'll take a look around. And I'll run it by the partners. And if you're open to it, I'd love for you to possibly, if you can send me some financials just so I can look it over. But this sounds like something that might be right up our alley.
What's the name of your company?
So I have a private LLC, but like Ace Acquisitions is our acquisitions company, and then like Ironstone Equities, we have a holding company that we hold everything with.
Okay, and this is you and your brother.
My partner. He's basically like my brother.
Okay.
He's like my brother.
Yeah, I got the same thing going on in my lumberyard.
I get that, man. So yeah, I'll shoot you a text now. I'll even give you my email if you could just send me over some financials, and I'll try to take a walk around there shortly and see what we can do.
Okay, and then if 110 South Ave has any interest, if you like to set a reminder, I don't know, a week or two from now, check in. If anything falls through, I don't expect it to, just being honest, but
no worries.
Check in and the contract falls apart.
You are already in my calendar for a week from now, so I'll touch base.
Thanks, buddy. Good talking to you.
Thanks, Anthony. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, Joanna Tennery again with Ace Acquisitions. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Amazing, thank you. I know you've been going back and forth with my partner Chris, and did my other guy did. I think we group emailed you on the Texas deal. I don't know if you ever got that.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't get that.
I'll double check what happened with the email.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm supposed to close the end of this month. My lawyer had a package of stuff that he said he had together. So I was in Florida, so I didn't even get to meet up with him yet.
Oh, nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed Florida.
Please, I got COVID when I was there. So.
Oh my God! And then the storm happened, right? And then the storm happened.
That's how that goes. Everything happens.
I get that. Well, look, two things. I want to be able to support you with that 1031 because I got a couple off-market opportunities. So I'm going to send you over a couple things. I just want to get some clarity on the 1031 real quick. In a perfect world, do you want it to be in-state or out-of-state?
I would like it to be in-state, really.
Okay, that's no problem. So we're going to be in-state. Second is going to be asset class. Do you prefer more multifamily? Would you be open to a warehouse, office building? Like, what are you looking for?
Let's see. My lawyer gave me something that was in Florida because he thought we were going to move everything to Florida, and I said no, I'm not going to do that. Too much trouble.
I hear that.
And we were supposed to buy something for like 2 point something, but in the end, my accountant just told me to just sit back and wait if I can because the market's coming down.
I mean, you definitely want to stretch it as much as we can, but
but not with 1031s, I don't think.
No, agreed. I mean, like, listen, you're in a time constraint. You can't wait too long. And
exactly. I didn't close yet, so I have a little bit of time.
Agreed, and you can kind of delay that a little bit. But what I would recommend, listen, even just because the market's also coming down doesn't mean we can't find you a great distressed deal in the meantime.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what type of asset class would you prefer?
What do they call it? A triple net lease or something.
Triple net lease, got it.
Yeah, I don't want to be bothered to have to do anything.
I'm with you 100%. Okay, so then triple net lease, and you're kind of open to what that looks like. That could be a warehouse with a tenant, like a big tenant that has a triple net lease on it. That could be.
Yeah, somebody big that. I don't want to be too chancy because, God forbid, we got to live on that money.
Smart, I like that. And then how much money do you need to move in total for a down payment?
Well, here's the thing. It's 4.25.
Okay.
The realtor gets 5%, so I think there's like 4 million plus the other. So I would say anywhere from 3.9 to almost 4 million.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna estimate 3.5 to 4 million.
I'm not touching any. I'm not taking it.
That's fine. I mean, I just need a ballpark because then basically I'm gonna take that number and then. I mean, ideally, how much debt would you like to have on it? Like 50%, or are you open to doing a little? Like, how much? Like.
Hold on to that, Harry, because there's somebody.
better.
Okay.
On speaker.
I mean, just to clarify, because what I'm looking at right now, I mean, are based on this range of down payment plus a couple bucks for renovation costs that you can kind of allocate for that, you're looking at a building somewhere between 8 and 12 million. Does that sound about accurate, or did you want to put more money down?
I thought I was purchasing just what I had.
I mean, if you didn't want to have a mortgage, you could do that.
Yeah, I don't want no mortgage.
Got it.
You
Okay.
know,
I understand.
mortgage like that, I'd like a triple net lease with the money that I have. Even if I had to buy two things.
I understand. Actually, I have a good idea for you, actually. So no mortgage, $3.5 to $4 million. You're just looking for basically no management, no nothing, just kind of sit back, relax.
Yep. Because my lawyer said something about 6 or 7% with something.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably get somewhere in the 6 to 7% range. I could find you something. I mean, look, if you're willing to look by, I mean, I have a couple decent ideas, but it might be a little bit more. Like if you want a higher return, you're going to have a little bit more management. If you're comfortable with the 6 to 7% return, which you get 6% on 4 mils, 240 grand a year, so it's not exactly a terrible return. Not a little bit of money. So I got.
Yeah. Plus, I still have a lot of rental property.
Well, that's what I'm saying, exactly. So, all right, yeah, look, I'm going to get to work on something. I think I have a couple good ideas. Just to clarify, I want to make sure I have the right information because I feel like I sent an email and didn't go through. What is what's your email again? Really quick side note, actually, let me take you off speaker, it'll be a little easier. So, just to clarify, because I have some decent opportunities here, and then in regards to the multi-families that you had in Asbury.
I know, I got to call this other guy. He wants me to package it all together because he has a 1031 to do.
I'm pretty sure that may have been me. I don't know if that...
No, this is some guy with my friend Luke.
Got it. I'd love to do the same thing. Like, I would package the whole thing together. I don't need to do a 1031. That's not important to me. I can do it without one. Curious, though, I mean, like, were they looking to do seller financing? Were they looking to do anything funny, or what were they looking to do?
Well, I had one guy that called me yesterday that he wanted me to... they were the ones from Lakewood, and I was like, absolutely not. He was like, oh, I'll buy the property at 1375, but I only want to put 350 down, and I only want to make interest payments. I said, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, look, I mean, as much as you're looking to sell multifamily-wise, I mean, like, I'll give you an example, right? Like, I have another portfolio sale that we're actually in contract on across the whole portfolio because they own a bunch of small multifamilies, larger multifamilies, and I basically just said, in that personal situation, we're paying about $120,000 a unit for any building he wanted me to buy. Right, so it's about 7 different properties, $120,000 a unit across the board. Again, it's a big package deal. It's probably around 60 units, right? So that one, again, it's another local type of purchase. Between you and I mean, listen, it would be a clean, easy, simple deal. You don't have to hold any paper, no nothing, and I can close whenever you'd like to. It's definitely not a number that people typically
Yeah, because they go, oh, well, we want to put more, I don't know, they want to redo the whole thing. Make it all brand new, get rid of the people little by little, and then just, I'm like, hey, when you buy it, you can do whatever you want, but if you want me to hold paper, I want to have, I want 500 down, and then I'll hold the paper like a regular mortgage for 15 years. I am not doing the interest only. It's not going to happen.
I mean, what interest rate would you do at seller financing for 500 grand down?
Probably 6%.
You wouldn't do interest only?
The banks get more.
So, I mean, listen, again, if we did a deal somewhere where, like, again, if I can get you a contract in front of you, which I can get to you within the next, 5 minutes, but something at around $120,000 per unit for as many units as you want to sell, it could be 40, 80, 100, 2.
I don't have that. I don't have that kind of unit.
No, I know, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what amount I'm saying.
Two houses on one lot, 3 houses on one lot plus a lot,
Yeah, so I'm just saying, and then I know you have, a 6-family, I know you have the other one, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, if we package it all...
The guy's like, no, I'll buy them right now, as is, but this is my terms. I said, well, guess what? That's not my terms.
No, look, so I don't need you to hold any paper. I can do it. I can get a mortgage. I'm not worried about it. But, again, it's, price-wise, how close do you feel...
Yeah, but I'm not going to sell for 120,000 units.
I don't blame you, right? I don't blame you. But how close could you get to that number?
Not real close.
Well, I mean, again, it doesn't...
Not in this market, because it's only 6, I will give you, 700 something? No, that's not going to happen.
No, again, if I bought all the properties that you're looking to sell off here, right? I mean, tell me what's the closest number that you can get to me.
I don't do it by the unit, I do it by the building.
That's fine. I mean, listen, again, you can ballpark it in your head. I mean, it kind of all comes down to the same numbers, right? If I said 140 a unit, 145, 150 a unit, am I in a ballpark that you feel like you can get something done? Listen, I'm under contract in 3 other buildings in Asbury, and I'm paying 125, 135, and 140 a door.
Yeah, well, that's good, but there's other buyers that pay differently than you guys pay.
Look, I don't disagree, but they're also going to give you terms that are not going to be favorable.
We'll just wait and see.
You know, I mean, look, I mean, we're all in the same game. You're doing the same thing, right, sir?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. We all want the most for our money, so.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, how close do you feel like you can get to me?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Okay, well, look, mull it over. Try to see if you can get me a number. I'm gonna do some homework because I have a couple buildings that would be perfect for you for a 1031.
I don't have to do anything with
You
it.
don't got to do a single thing with.
Yep, a triple net lease.
Nice, easy triple net. All right, cool. I'm gonna get to work on this for you right away,
Okay.
and then if you can just work. Oh, she hung up on me. Hey.
It just said lost call.
I know, no, it's all good. I was texting you literally right now. I'm going to shoot you over a couple options that I have for you, and then if you can, just mull over some numbers that you think you can get something for me done on the Asbury properties.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome. You're the best. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Management office.
Yeah, hey, Jane.
Yes.
Hi, Jane. My name's Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How you doing?
I'm okay, Henry. How you doing?
Wonderful, thank you. I know you're speaking with one of my my partners, Mark, in regards to a building here in Elizabeth that you may consider selling.
Which building?
Newark.
Newark Avenue.
Yep.
I don't know what the owner's thinking, but I'll tell you what. Let me.
Just because I'm
not going to speak to him today. It's the holiday.
No, I understand. Just 'cause we could chat tomorrow or Friday. Not a big deal, but
yeah, give me a call back like on tomorrow. I'm not here on Friday.
Okay, at this phone
You
number.
have somebody interested?
Well, I have a partner in our firm that's very interested. They're going through a 1031, needs to move some money, and they're looking for a triple net lease. So this could be kind of ideal.
Wait. They're looking to buy or rent it?
Buy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, but I'm saying they're looking to buy a triple net leased building.
Yeah. I gotcha.
So,
yeah, I have two of them in there, 2 tenants in there.
All right, awesome.
All right, give me a call if I see him. Actually, give me a call next week because today is the Jewish holiday, so I don't want to bother him.
No, of course. I mean, he's not going to get back to you anyways until probably tomorrow.
Okay.
So, I mean, again, why don't I try to call you maybe Friday morning and just see? And then
I am off on Friday.
Oh, okay, cool. Enjoy your weekend then. Yeah, we'll call you back on Monday. No problem.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
It's Henry again with Ace Acquisitions. We were chatting about your property that you have in Irvington.
Yeah.
Just wanted to follow up, my friend. I'm going to be getting you a letter of intent later today, like I promised you I would. I told you I'd send over an offer, so I wanted to do that. Last time we spoke, I just wanted to get a clarification on a kind of a number that you might consider, because I know you wanted to stay, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a woman who's a partner of the firm who's going through a 1031 exchange right now, needs to buy something pretty quickly, but wants to buy a building with triple net lease. So you can stay, no problem, no rush, whatever, you stay as long as you need. This kind of want a hands-off, long-term investment. So I don't know if you had a number in mind, but I think I might be able to get you something close to it.
So what you got?
Again, I'm going to send over a letter of intent today. She's got to move $4 million. That doesn't include a mortgage or possibly, or something like that, right? So do you happen to have a number in mind?
Not in the second. We're kind of busy right now.
I understand. So,
I don't even have how to clear my mind with that now.
well, look, I want to get something in front of you, at least something to consider, right? So, I mean, is there something that you have, that you've gotten in the past that you've declined, and see if I can get a little bit more than that?
Yeah, we declined like almost 5.5 last time.
5.5. So, okay, I'm going to put together something maybe a couple dollars higher, and at least something to consider.
All right.
All right, I'm going to run some numbers and try to see what I can do. I know that because again, you're looking to stay there, right?
Yeah.
Got it. So then, hypothetically, what I do in the offer, what you're going to see is that the number might be a little bit higher than that, but then ideally, like what I'd like to try to do is negotiate a lease term for you that makes sense for you and makes sense for the
All right.
makes sense for us. All right.
All right. That's good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
That's
Barrett.
good.
I'll speak to you shortly.
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, Chuck, it's Henry again with Ace Acquisitions. How you doing?
Good.
So real quick, my friend, I know that we've talked a few times about the strip center on 9.
Right.
And I know that you said that you weren't ideally looking to sell it until after the new year, correct?
Correct.
Okay, quick question for you, my friend. Between you and I, if I can get an offer that in the contract we're not closing until in the new year, right? You could choose the date. I'm open to that, right? If I can get you something that at least we close in the new year, you don't have to worry about the tax basis or anything like that this year. Is that something you'd be open to?
I would consider it. I'm not really excited about it.
What would make you excited about it?
Right now, nothing. I don't know what the hell would make me excited. What's the price?
$3 million?
It'd have to be 3.5, but it's still not going to happen.
Got it. So I'm just saying between you and I, right? So if we got you an offer for $3 million, 3 and change, right? Something that was agreeable, that was going to, that in the contract it says that we're not closing until the new year, which it could be January 15th or February 1st, something of that nature, right?
Right.
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 So again, is that something you'd be totally against?
I'm not excited about it.
What will get you excited? I know you said the
I
number.
don't know. I really, I wish I had that answer.
Well, what if we also threw in like a non-refundable deposit? What if we, just to make sure we, that we're going to close?
Well, I'll tell you what. Give me a couple of days and get back to me. Let me think about it.
Okay, and then just to clarify, because I want to at least get you something in front of you, can I at least, what would be, do you have an email that I can send you something? So actually, what's funny? I think I actually have your home address because we were actually going to plan to meet up, but we didn't end up doing that. Well, look, I was just saying maybe, we'll coordinate something within the next week. Let me call you later this week, and then we can try to coordinate something. This is like the kind of situation where, like, guys, like, the terms can change 100%. Like, when it comes to investment real estate, right? Like, terms can change 100 times. The numbers are irrelevant. Like, anything's possible 100% of the time, right? Anything is possible 100% of the time. You need to think that way, where it's like, okay, well, he doesn't want, he's like, well, I don't want to sell till next year. Okay, well, what if I got actually a contract where the closing date isn't until next year? Like, okay, great. That handles that objection. Go to him and he said, like, well, that number doesn't, that doesn't excite me. Okay, great. What would excite you, right? Like, ask important questions, like, and be curious, because, like, some people just try to stick to a script and you sound weird, right? So these are types of moments where you're like, I have to magically, you're gonna have to master getting off script so that you know what to say and when to like shift and adapt, right? Like that's the power here.
Hello?
Hey, Mike, this is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How we doing?
Okay.
Just curious. I mean, look, we're going through a 1031 exchange here at the firm, and I was curious if you might consider selling the property.
Yeah, I'd consider it.
Gotcha. I mean, do you have a number that would knock your socks off?
Realistically, I'd like to walk with like 1.6.
Gotcha. So around the 1.6 ballpark. Okay, cool. Just to clarify, it looks like it's a 4-store retail center.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Do you happen to have, like, I'm just trying to pull it because I even on the tax records, it doesn't even have the square footage. What was the estimated square footage here?
The building is about almost 10,000.
10,000 square feet.
Yeah, I got 2, 3, 4 tenants. Yeah, I'm bringing in about almost 11,000 a month. Insurance is 12,000 a year, and the taxes are 32 off the top of my head.
32.
Yeah.
Got it. You said the insurance is what?
11.
Got it.
11, 12, about 12.
Got it. And you said 11,000 a month in gross income.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, great. Okay, and then let me and then just to clarify, everyone's on long-term leases, or?
Yeah, I got most average is about left. Well, one doesn't have a lease.
Okay.
One doesn't have a lease on 2,500 square feet, and that I'm keeping. They're happy with it, and I'm happy with it because if I get a user, a buyer who wants to use it.
Got it. But they're willing. They want to stay for now.
They're gonna stay. Yeah, it's gonna stay for now.
Got it.
It's a cabinet guy, and the other two are 3, 4, 5 year leases.
Understood. Understood. Okay. And then, so it sounds like they're paying each around just under 3,000 a month each, roughly.
Yeah, it's a triple net. It's a little over 3 each. Yeah.
Got it.
And they pay for everything. I don't pay for anything unless it's something, like a roof or, an air conditioner blows up or something like that. But they pay all the maintenance, all the snow plow, all the taxes, all the water, all the sewer.
Got it.
Suppression water. They pay for everything.
So you're talking about 11 a month is net, basically.
No, that would be gross.
11 a month is gross. So then 11 a month, then that includes the CAM and taxes, insurance.
Yeah, so but you could back out maybe I think it comes out to $12 or $13 a foot minus 5 for common area.
For common. Got it. No, that makes sense to me. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna
somewhere around $10.
Or something.
And going up. So.
Got it. Awesome. I'm going to do some homework on this. I think meets most of what we're looking for a property. We got to do something quick anyway. So, and then was this the only property you had that you might consider selling? Do you happen to have another property?
For now, I'm going to hold off on others.
Got it.
Now, just take it a little slow now. What was your name and what's your company?
Sure. Sorry. My name is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. I'll shoot you a text with my information, and
Okay.
we'll take it from there.
All right, good.
All righty, Mike. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Likewise. Bye-bye. Yeah, Tom, this is Henry with EXP Realty. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
Doing amazing. Thanks so much. I was reaching out to you about the property on. I just wanted to double check because I represent a client who's desperate for another investment property in town because they got to spend some money for tax purposes. And I was curious if you might consider selling the property.
No, not really.
Not interested at the moment.
I mean, even if you got a number that would knock your socks off.
Throw me a number.
I don't want to just throw a number at you. I feel like that'd be kind of convoluted without all the details, right? So
Yeah, I'm not providing any info.
I'm not begging you to give me anything. I'm just saying, like, do you happen to have a number in mind? I can pull everything else from online.
I'm not throwing a number at you, but I'm not really interested in selling it. It's a nice investment for me. So
Can you at least confirm two things for me? I don't need you to give me a lot of information, but could you just confirm two things? Number one, which addresses do you own? Because I think it's 10. What are the other ones there?
10 and 25.
10 and 25. Okay, got it. The last thing I'm going to ask you, if the answer is no, I understand. Is there any other properties that you might consider selling, probably more than obviously than this property here? Because it sounds like you like this one a lot.
Try me back.
So when should I call you back? I don't want to keep bothering you. When should I try you back?
Towards the end of the day or something.
And is this your cell phone, Tom? I can call you back here?
Yeah, sure.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll chat with you later tonight. So listen, what I want you to learn even from that simple conversation is it's okay to push. You can be like, because some people are scared to be pushy, but it's okay to push. Persistence until something happens, right? Like that's what push stands for. So I'm willing to be persistent. I don't need to be pushy. There's two different things, right? Because I'm not begging him to sell it. I'm just looking to try to see if I can get a little bit of information so I can get him the right price. And obviously he's just in the middle of work. And that's why he's trying not to maybe give away some information because he maybe has some employees around him. It depends on their environment. You don't know what their environment is. We get frustrated because they get frustrated at us. It's like you don't know what environment they're in. Bruce, this is Henry with EXP Realty. How you doing?
Not interested right now.
I understand. Listen, I have nothing to sell you, my friend. I actually have an off-market property right around the corner from your property, and I was just curious if you were open to buying more stuff in town.
Where is that?
In Hoboken.
Around the corner?
It's near your property. I mean, listen, again, I'm not here begging you to do anything. So are you open to buying more stuff, or are you content with where you're at right now?
What is the price? What is the number of the price?
It's just a small 3-family property. Is that something that you'd consider?
What is the price? Number one is the rent covers everything. Everything behind me because there's condos.
I'm not saying it's behind you. I'm saying it's near your property. It's down the block. I'll give you all the details if you'd like.
I know the property says
It's way down the block. It's not near your property.
Another one down the block, 228.
It's off market. It's two bedrooms, one bedroom, and a den. It's no, it's a 3-family.
What's the price going for?
I'm waiting to hear back from the seller, but do you have an idea of where you think you'd probably be on it? The property brings in currently somewhere in the vicinity of around $8,000 a month.
8,000. We gotta see what the mortgage rate is. Everything else. No, it's gonna be too crazy.
I don't have a price right now because the seller's I'm waiting to hear back from the seller, but it's an off-market property. She's going to be selling it this year in the next probably less than 90 days or so. Listen, any offer will do. I just want to put something in front of her. No, I understand. I mean, like, what kind of ballpark do you think you'll be in? Bruce, is this the best phone number to reach you at?
Yeah.
So I have a client of mine who's very, very desperate to move money for a 1031 exchange. And I was just curious, would you consider selling your property on?
I got no place to go. Where do I go?
Do you live there?
I got my businesses there. My business, everything is in one location.
Oh, your business is there. Isn't this a 6-family?
Yeah, well, it's 3 in the front, and I got a duplex in the back, and I got downstairs commercial.
I understand. So even if you got a stupid number for that property, you wouldn't consider it?
It'd be a stupid number, but let's see how stupid could it be. Right now, I was offered 2.5. I'm turned it down.
Okay, so if you got an offer of 2.8, would you consider it?
I would think more than 3, maybe 3.2. There's a 5-family. I got 2 lots there. I got a back house, which I could build up higher. So the back house, you go higher. And the front house, you can probably go higher too. The front house.
Yeah.
It depends on. Yes.
Somewhere around 3 million or a little bit higher, you'd consider it.
Maybe, yes.
Let me get to work. You said this was your cell phone. What is the best email for you? So this way I can send you something if I have it. I'm going to get to work on this and then let me see what I can send to you. Okay, Bruce?
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Have a great day, my friend. Take care. Yeah, hey, Carlos.
This is his son, Alex. How can I help you?
Hey, Alex. My name's Henry with EXP Realty. How you doing? Quick question for you, my friend. And again, I don't mean to be a bother. I represent a client who's going through a big 1031 exchange. Just sold off a few smaller properties in town, and he's looking to buy another few in Orange. So I was just curious if you might consider hearing an offer on the property you have on Lakeside.
Unfortunately, the property already is for sale.
Got it. Oh, I can find it on LoopNet. I looked it up, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah, the building currently is for sale.
How much are you looking for?
We're already dealing with someone right now.
Listen, that's fine. Listen, I'm also a broker, so I can work with them. That's fine. You said it was on the market already?
Yeah, we're already under contract to sell this building, so unfortunately I can't.
Oh, well, congratulations on that. Or are you looking to buy another building in town, or what's the situation?
No, we're okay. Thank you.
Okay, no worries at all. Thank you so much. Alex, before you go, really quickly, is it okay if maybe I save your contact information and touch base in 30 days to see if things are still going through? I just maybe, I hope it goes through. All right. Is this the best phone number to reach you at? This office number, or is there a better number to? Okay.
No, this is the best number.
Okay. You got it, Alex. Thank you so much. Missed it by that, Mitch. Yeah, hi, Fred.
Who's this?
Hi, this is Henry with EXP Realty. How you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
Great. Just reaching out to you about the property in Cortland in Belleville. I represent a client who's going through a 1031, and I just figured I'd touch base with you to see if you might be open to hearing an offer on your property.
No.
Absolutely not. So, question then, I mean, if I had an off-market warehouse local to you, should I send it to you, or is that something you're not interested in?
No, definitely. I'm open and looking really for something to buy now.
You said you're open to me sending you something?
I'm looking to buy now another warehouse.
How many square feet are you looking for?
What's available?
I mean, I got as big as, 300,000 square feet, but it's not going to be super local. But I mean, most of the stuff that I have off market is anywhere between 10,000 and 80,000.
That's what I'm looking for. Most of my stuff are this size range.
Okay.
80,000, 60,000.
So, and you keep them for rental purposes?
I don't have to buy. I'm an investor, and I'm not a flipper. I'm
So I have, I literally just got off the phone with a guy who owns a property in Perth Amboy, literally 15 minutes ago. The only reason why I'm talking about it, but I have a number of other ones. But I have a Perth Amboy warehouse. It is a multi-story warehouse, but he's looking for under $100 a square foot.
How many floors?
That one is 3 above grade and one and a basement.
How much?
75,000.
It's about 50,000.
Each floor, just because of the way it's set up, it's about 15,000 square foot per floor. Plus, there's a smaller warehouse next to it that's about 15,000 total. That's 2 stories, so it's 7,000 and 7,000.
How many? Does they have elevators?
You said leases?
You have a freight elevator there.
Oh, yeah, they do have a freight. They have 2 freight elevators.
Ceiling heights.
Ceiling heights. Okay. It ranges, but most are, I believe, 12 to 14 feet.
What's the ROI from now and then?
So, give you an idea right now. So, owner occupies 20 and change thousand square feet. Then there's another tenant that occupies about the same, about 20,000 square feet. Both are looking to stay. Both are willing to pay retail rent prices, like pay at market rent. You're probably going to be north of a 7 just to start. Probably a 7.5 A cap, somewhere in that range to start.
Okay. Sounds interesting, definitely. And let's put that I'm interested. Calling because I didn't even start to make call, but I'm open to buy this kind of size building.
Okay.
I have the funds for it to buy it. It's not with the.
As long as the deal makes sense, that's basically the point.
Right. That's what I'm say. Now, how much is looking for per square feet, bottom line?
Somewhere in the ball, I can get a deal done for somewhere in the ballpark of 90. He told me he wanted 95 is what he told me. I'm pretty sure I can get the deal done at between 92 and 93 because he's been offered 90, and I know that between 92 and 93 I could probably get something done.
What's the condition of the building? What do you rate it?
What do I rate it? Probably a B, just because he's kept it in good condition. It's definitely not A class by any means, but it's not a C class building. I mean, he's been maintaining it for a long time in good condition. If anything needed work, he would fix it.
How long does he own it?
10 plus years.
Okay.
But he's been occupying it as an owner. He owner occupied.
Now, are you the broker?
Yes, it's off market. I'm not listing the property. I keep everything I try to sell off market.
Okay, let's if you can email me some information, I want to study it, and I will call you back. We can go take a look.
That's fine. Why don't we do this? Let me grab your email really quickly. 1 second. I'll shoot you a text here so you have my info, and expect an email from us in the next 24 hours.
Pleasure to talk to you. Take care.
Thank you, Fred. Take care. Bye. Hello, Rosa?
Hello.
I'm sorry. I was looking for the property owner, 72 Greenwood.
I'm the manager. What's going on?
My name is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. I represent a client who's going through a 1031 exchange and looking to buy another couple buildings here in Montclair. Totally curious if you were open to hearing an offer on the property.
Okay. The owner is selling it for 350.
350?
Yes.
Okay. Is it on the market right now? I'm sorry.
No, it's not on the market. That's why the price he gave me to sell it.
I understand. And so just to clarify, this was a single family house, right? Or no, it doesn't look like a single family house.
No, that is it's a garage.
It's the garage. Got it. Okay. He wants 350.
It's a garage. It's a commercial building. It's multi-use right now. It's using a cabinet maker is making a cabinet in that place.
I understand.
It's rented right now.
It's rented right now. For how much is it rented for?
2,000.
Oh, 2,000. I understand. And he's looking for 350. And then just between you and I mean, is there, would they be willing to pay a little bit more money if I was able to get my client to 350?
The guy, yeah, he's just renting, you can increase your rent.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
That's the law right now.
Yeah.
what it is.
I understand. I'm gonna get to work and see how close I can get you to 350. Should I call you back?
You know, call me back. And they want to deal with the manager.
You're the one in charge. Okay, that's fine. What was your first name?
Sam.
Okay, Sam. Okay, wonderful. All right, cool. And then this was your cell phone, Sam?
Yes.
Okay, great. And Sam, my name is Henry. I'll shoot you a text with my information right now, just so you have it. And then hopefully I can try to get my guy to 350. If not, no big deal.
Okay. No, price is negotiable, like everything, you know.
No, sure. I'll see how close I can get. No problem.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah. Hey, John, this is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Wonderful. Just reaching out to you kindly about the property you have on Heckle. I represent a client who's going through a 1031 exchange and he's trying to buy a few more properties in town. And just curious if you'd be totally against hearing an offer.
No, we use that space ourselves, so we have no intention of selling it.
Okay, I fully understand that. And then just completely curious because I literally just spoke to somebody else, but I just talked to somebody who, it doesn't fit the criteria of what my guy's looking for. Should I send details to you? Would you be open to buying more stuff, or are you happy with what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. We're looking to buy more properties, especially around this area.
Especially around this area. Okay, cool. What kind of product are you looking for specifically?
Mixed use or multifamily would be ideal. A handful of stuff, some smaller residential, a couple storefront, couple of hey, Patty. You know what? Can I call you right back?
Yeah, sure. This is my cell phone. Is this yours?
Yeah, it's my phone.
All right, great. Thanks. Hello, this is Henry.
Hi, this is John here. I'm calling you back.
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Good. Sorry, that's only in my office. But yeah, if you have anything around, we're in Belleville and mixed use, retail, multifamily is really what we're looking for. We own a couple things, some stores, a couple offices.
Only in Belleville?
No, scratch out the crappier parts of town, but call it 20 minutes, half hour outside of around here. Bloomfield, Nutley, North Arlington, Kearney, Lyndhurst, kind of wherever, just not Newark, not South Jersey cities, shit like that.
Understood. Okay. Not a problem. So ideally you said multifamily.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. I'll kick over a couple options I got. I have your email here. I just want to make sure it's the correct one. So I'll shoot you a text hopefully within I'll send you a couple things in the next 24 hours or so. All right, thanks. Bye. Yeah, hey, this is Henry with Ace Acquisitions. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you so much. I was just reaching out to you kindly about the property you have on Belleville Turnpike in Kearney. I represent a client who's going through a 1031 exchange and needs to buy a couple properties ASAP.
We're not the ones for you. This property is not for sale. I'm sorry.
No, look, totally fine. Just curious though. I mean, I just spoke to someone like 10 seconds ago who's looking to sell a property in town, but it doesn't exactly match the criteria of what we're looking for. Are you open to buying more stuff, or what are you looking to do?
The ownership hasn't expressed any interest, but I'd be more than happy if you want to email me something and I'll put it in front of them.
Okay. I mean, do they, have any type of specific criteria that they're looking for? Just if they did? Oh, I got it. Safer. Got it. I understand. Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate it very much, Monty, and I'll kick you some things hopefully in the next 24 hours or so. Hey, Jordan, this is Henry with EXP Realty. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. I'm just reaching out to you. I'm a local commercial broker in town, and I'm working with a 1031 exchange client looking to spend a couple bucks in town. And I was just curious if you were totally against hearing an offer on your property on Schuyler.
No, I'm open to it. We weren't actively looking to sell, but
No, of course. I understand. Just to clarify, to make sure I'm understanding correctly, it's just the building on the corner, or you own the lot next door as well?
No, we own everything. The full block between Arlington and Quincy, and then the warehouse and lot behind it as well. It's a little where that's around the corner.
Got it. So, and is the bus parking like part of your business, or is that just a tenant you have?
No, we're the owner. We don't have any space there.
You don't have any space there, is what you're saying?
Yeah, ourselves. Yeah. No, we don't rent it out.
Got it. Okay, no worries. I mean,
it's basically the prime location for redevelopment. It's part of the redevelopment zone within the city.
Got it.
But it's a very strong cash flowing asset.
That's great. I mean, if you did get a number, do you have like a ballpark you're looking to be in? If you did get something, I mean, this guy's just got to buy something. This type of investment looks like it could make a lot of sense.
It'd have to have a 4, honestly, for us to even consider it.
So in the ballpark of like 4 million or so.
Yeah, there has to be a 4 in front of it for sure.
Understood. I mean, listen, let me see if I can get in that ballpark. Regardless of what the number is, I'll still present it to you just because you never know. But and I'm not here to waste your time, so I promise I'll be pretty blunt. And then Jordan, just curious, is this your cell by any chance, or is this an office number? Or?
Yeah, it's my cell.
Okay, I'll shoot you a text with my info. This way you have it. So next time I give you a call, at least know who it is. And then, look, maybe something works out, maybe it doesn't, but I'll at least try my best.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jordan. Have a great day. Hi, Suzanne. This is Henry with EXP Realty. I'm a local commercial broker in town. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Wonderful. Just wanted to give you a quick call about the property on. I have a client who's super desperate for a house in town, and I was just curious if you might consider selling your property.
Nope.
Even if you got some crazy, ridiculous number?
No.
Okay, no worries. I mean, do you have any other properties you might consider selling, or if you're interested in buying another property in town?
I actually do have a property, but there's a couple like liens and things that are tying it up. It's a very distressed property.
We specialize in exactly that kind of property. Where is it? So it's a single family house, correct? Or is it a multifamily?
Row home, kind of. It's single family, but it's attached.
I understand. Yep, I can see that here. What would be ideal for you? Like, how much is the liens and how much would you consider for it?
We're talking to a couple investors. I think that 110
Does
is
that-
fair. I mean, there's some comps.
So does that clear all the liens on it?
It would. So we're working with a lawyer. We're trying to figure out the extent of it, but from what we know right now,
Okay, so you're saying around 110,000. And just to clarify, how many bedrooms was this property?
it's 2 bed, 1 bath.
Just to be clear, would it be sold vacant or is it rented?
It's vacant.
And what would you say the rough condition of the property is?
It needs a lot of work.
Like falling apart, or is it just like needs to be updated kind of thing?
No, it's falling apart.
Let's do two things. Is there any way that I could get access to the property? Because I represent a number of investors, and I mean, I do this type of property work all day, every day. And just between you and I, I'm not looking for a listing, but what I could do is I could at least support you in, doing a transaction with a great investor, or even myself. I buy a lot of properties like this as well. So
Okay. What was your name again?
my name is Henry Eisenstein. You can actually Google my name. I come up just about everywhere.
I'm here with EXP.
Yeah, I hold a license with EXP Realty. Is it possible I could take a look maybe today or tomorrow? Because I can probably get you an all cash offer in less than 24 hours.
I can text you or
This is actually my personal cell phone that we're talking on right now. Funny enough, I'm actually going to be in the area around probably, let's say 1:30. Again, you said around 110. And then if hypothetically we can get you a cash offer in that range, how fast do you think you could sell the property?
immediately, except I don't know if you have knowledge of clearing the lien.
Depending on the type of lien, can take a little bit longer to close just to get everything finalized. However, there are instances where all the money can just be held in escrow once closing takes place. And then that money can be distributed over and once everything is cleared up, and that money can be divvied up the way it's supposed to be.
I mean, that would be an ideal situation if possible.
We can go check out the property today, and I'll just take some quick pictures, run the numbers with my client within 30 minutes or so, and I can get you an all cash offer today. And we can see what we can do.
Okay. Let me just check and make sure that is okay, and I will text you back.
I'm looking forward to seeing if we can do something together. And Mary, my name is Henry with EXP Realty. I'm a local realtor here in town, and I was just calling you about the property on. I have a client who's super desperate for a home in town, so I was just curious if you might consider selling your property.
What are they willing to pay?
Well, that's why I wanted to give you a call. I mean, they're super qualified, probably going to even be a cash purchase, most likely. I mean, do you happen to have a number in mind?
450.
Let me put it in front of them and see what they'll consider.
Okay.
So just to be clear, is this a property that you occupy, or is this a property that you rent out currently?
We occupy it.
I'm going to get a hold of my client and see if I can get an offer for you somewhere in that vicinity. Is this the best phone number to reach you at, Mary?
This is the number.
Okay, wonderful. I will give you a call back next week, just like I promised, and we'll touch base then. Yeah, hey, Cassandra, this is Henry again. Just wanted to reach out to you. We were chatting last night about the property on Newark.
Yes. Do you know anything about the property?
I'm a local realtor in town, so I know as much as what I can see from driving around. So just to clarify, you're the property owner, correct?
I am.
Okay, great. So again, like I said, I have a client who's super desperate for another home in town. Would you be at all open to possibly selling the property?
What might your offer be?
Do you have a number in mind? Because I'd love to present it in front of my client and see if we can be in the ballpark for you.
No, I don't.
Do you live at the property?
No, that's income property.
Well, it's a rental for you. Do you have any type of ballpark figure that you're like, if I got this, that'd be great. If not, no big deal kind of thing?
Somewhere around six something.
6 something, like 6 1/4 or?
Like 650, somewhere around there.
Typically, our next steps here would be to simply set an appointment. This way I can take a look at the property and see what the best next course of action is in regards to an offer. So would an afternoon or evening time frame work better for you?
Well, I don't live there.
Okay. I mean, we could probably coordinate with your tenants, right?
Yeah, I would have to.
Typically what we'll do, and I work with this type of scenario all the time. I actually own a number of investment properties myself, so I know exactly how I need to act in front of a tenant. We'll set up a time. I'll pretend that I'm either an insurance agent or a contractor just taking a look at something. I'll take a quick look around, take a couple pictures, and this way I can present it to my clients and see if we can do something without exactly notifying the tenant, if that makes sense. I'm actually going to be in the area on Friday. Maybe if we can set something up for, mid to late afternoon or Saturday, that would be ideal.
Well, I'd have to get in touch with my tenant.
That's fine. Of course.
Text her and see if that fits in her schedule.
Okay, great.
And then I will, this number that I have for you, I can text you.
Yeah, this is actually my personal cell phone, so you can text me 24/7, 365. I'm going to shoot you a text with all my contact information. That way you have it. Let's tentatively shoot for Saturday morning, but if we need to move it, you just let me know, okay?
Hello?
How you doing, my friend? I haven't heard from you.
I've had a few medical problems. My sweetheart has asthma bad. Her son's got it. And
I have him on mute, but he basically, I was in contract and now he tried to shop my price. He showed it a bunch of times and he's trying to get a higher number, but he's telling me that he's not doing too well. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now. I just shut down everything temporarily. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm getting pushed into selling this. Do I want to sell? Yes and no. It's, I've been doing this for 65 years. It's my brother's niece. She's money hungry.
I understand.
It's a long story between her and us. I'll tell you about it sometime.
I understand.
It's really stupid. But she's money hungry, so she's pushing.
We want to do something, man. I mean, your attorneys tell me
I'll tell you what, I got an appraisal for different numbers. One's at 1.8 market value, another one's for over $2 million for rental income. I think a lot of it's going to happen here. It's going to be a tear down.
I mean, listen, I'm going to be super blunt with you. I have never seen an appraisal value come in low. Okay, I've been doing this almost 10 years.
I've been doing this for 65.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just saying, listen, I do hundreds of millions of dollars of transactions every year. I want you to know, I'm not begging you to sell your property. You deserve to get as much money as possible. I respect that. But I'm telling you, in this economy right now where interest rates are 7%.
I know things went up, so it hurts to sell. I'm looking for 1.7.
Listen, I'm going to be super blunt. I can get you 1.6. My client will do 1.6 all day long. We will close. We're a cash buyer. We don't got to worry about a mortgage or anything like that. 1.6 is our number. And if you think you're going to get 1.7, I wish you the best of luck, my friend. We are ready to close in 30 to 60 days, depending. But
give me a week and I'll let you know.
Listen, I don't know if my client's going to hold another week because we've been waiting for 3 weeks.
You know what? I've had this for years.
I get it. I get it. Listen, and you might hold it.
If my brother wants to push me into it, because they can take me to court. That'll take months.
I understand.
But I want to get out of here. It's getting ridiculous.
Well, why don't we talk about it like this? I hear how you feel. If we can close in 30 days, right? I mean, I'll push. I don't know if we can do everything because we got to move quickly.
No, it's not the closing because I got to get out of here. I got to find a place to live.
But again, listen. What I'm saying to you is that we're willing to let you stay. You don't have to rush to get out.
That helps. I've been here a long time. What can I tell you, Henry?
And listen, what I want you to know is that we're flexible. We're easygoing. Our price is our price, but we're willing to work with you on the terms to make it lucrative for you. We'll let you stay. We can come up with a very fair lease price for yourself to stay for 6 to 12 months while you're trying to find something new. We're a cash buyer.
I don't even need that long.
Whatever you need is my point. Whatever you need. So I'm saying we're a cash buyer. We're not going to beat you up on inspections, but we want to get a deal done.
The inspections, would you believe I passed more inspections in the last year or so? The 5-year cycle, 4 new COs in the building. I have no trouble passing inspections.
I am proud of you, my friend. So listen, if you can do me a favor.
You know what? I used to be a city inspector, so I know what's required.
That's great.
I did it for years.
Well, between you and I, what else do you need to hear from us in order to make a decision?
I like 1.7, but if I got to drop down to 1.6, I'll do it. Just give me a little more time, another week or so.
If you call your attorney and say, let's do a deal, if you hypothetically got an offer for 1.7 from somebody, which I'm telling you isn't going to happen because I'm just being honest, the guy I work with has bought about 70 properties. I'm not exaggerating. About 70 properties in town in the last 24 months. This guy is the biggest buyer of properties in town, and I know exactly the price he pays. And nobody pays higher than this guy. So I'm just saying, he's not a mom and pop guy. It's not it's not somebody who's got to beg their brother for some money.
I understand that. Money talks, bullshit walks. You and I both know that.
That's right. So all I'm saying is listen, I would like to get a deal done. We'll keep you in the building for as long as you need. No pressure there at all. We'll keep the inspections light on you, and let's just get this thing closed.
Okay. I'm still going to say another week, and I'll make a decision one way or another.
Well, listen, tell your attorney to at least respond to us. I don't need us to get into contract tomorrow.
My attorney, actually, that's my brother's attorney.
Nice.
He's also a very good friend of mine. Like I said, I used to be a city inspector.
He's a pleasure to work with.
I know all the attorneys around. A lot of them, hey, I've been to swearing in ceremonies for Superior Court judges in Freehold.
Amazing.
Attorneys love me, especially when I was an inspector, because I worked with the attorneys. Screw the owner of the building who didn't want to do work.
That's
I didn't
right.
care about him.
That's right. I'm excited to do some business with you. Why don't you just tell your attorney to do me a favor? We don't have to get out of contract immediately, but I would just tell him to get back to our side so we can at least start moving things along in attorney review. This way, when you're ready to go, we can just sign off.
Okay, I'll give him a call later.
You're the man.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Take care. You too. Bye-bye.
Day and a weekend, and I'll talk to you.
Talk to you
Okay?
soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking for Charlie.
Who are you?
My name is Henry. I'm a local investor. I was calling you about the building you have on Ocean.
What can I do for you?
My name is Henry. I'm a local investor in town, and I'm going through a 1031 exchange, so I'm looking to spend some money for tax purposes, and I was just curious if you might consider selling the building. I don't know if it's something you've ever considered selling, or if you had some type of number in mind.
I got a big number in mind.
I can imagine you do. I mean, what type of number are we thinking?
Between 8 and 9 million.
That is the marina, the business, and the 3 houses that sit on it, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to speak to one of my partners and see what we can do to see how close I can get to that type of number. And then in the meantime, just to be clear, I mean, is this your cell phone, like the best number that we can reach you at, or is there a better number?
It rings through to my cell phone, the number you called.
Okay, got it. And then I know you own or occupy everything, and I'm sure you run the business as well. At least that's what it sounds like. Okay, so then just to be sure, do you have any kind of like rough gross income numbers based off of the rental? I don't need to know the business number, the business income, but just like rough rental numbers, just so I can at least have some type of figure in mind.
Rough rental numbers. The house rentals?
Yes.
Single family house, we get $2,500 a month for, and that's supposed to go up to 3. It's a 3-bedroom. 2-family house, we get up, and it's an upstairs, downstairs, and we get $3,500 a month for that. And our house is a 2-family, but we use it as a 1-family.
So technically, it's a single family, a 2-family, and a 2-family all in the same lot.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. So it's five total units, rental units. Well, listen, I'm going to run some numbers. If I can try to get anything together, I will give you a call back. 2 questions for you just to follow up, and I'll let you go. Just to be clear, would you be totally against selling the property and then renting it all back?
Renting what back?
You know, if we bought the property from you and you wanted to continue operating the business, would you consider doing that and then renting it back?
Maybe.
Let me just grab your email. That way, if I have something for you, I can at least send it over. Definitely not too shabby of a quick call there. A lot of these types of deals are interesting because you have to do a lot of upfront legwork to see if it makes sense. But anyways, on to the next.
Hello?
Yeah, hey Kathleen.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey Kathleen.
Who's calling?
It's Henry again. We spoke about 7 or 8 months ago about your property. Wanted to follow up with you in the new year and see if you still might consider selling the building.
I told you I don't own anymore.
Oh, you ended up selling it. I'm sorry, I took the wrong note. My apologies.
No, I told you about some properties I had up this way.
That's right. That's right. I spoke to a few of my partners already, and the best feedback I got was, they were going to be in the vicinity of, like we talked about, like probably like, 40 to 50,000 bucks tax lien.
Get the hell out of here. What are you, crazy? You can't get a commercial building for $40 or $50. I think you better write your notes down correct, because I don't think you remember talking to me.
I do. You had the building where you had the 2 buildings side to side with the next to the Dollar General, right?
Yeah, I'm not desperate. And that building with a roof on it will go for a lot of money. I'm not putting the roof on.
Well, I remember last time you told me you were looking for like 150 grand or so, correct?
Right. I was just turn it over real fast, but I'm not taking 40 or 50.
Don't shoot the messenger, Kathleen. I am just a local commercial broker. I know I do a lot of business in the area. Well, Kathleen.
Thank you for your interest.
No.
But I'm in the middle of something right now, so I really can't tell.
I was like, Kathleen, just really quick, 30 seconds. Just really quick. If I know you're not going to do 40 or 50 grand, I'm not expecting you to take that type of number, and I don't want that to come off as insulting. I know I can get them up higher. What number would you consider? If it's not 150,
That's
what
where
would you consider?
I'm at 140. I'm at 140. And
140.
I'm not going down another penny.
No,
But
going
they
down.
can flip it for more money. I was just looking for some
Yeah.
fast cash in my pocket.
I understand.
Somebody else can flip it after they put the roof on it and make quite a bit more money. So listen, I really gotta run. So
No worries. All right, Kathleen, I'm gonna try to push it out at 140. See what I can do. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Listen, guys, I mean, you just got to be fast, right? When you give them too much time to talk sometimes, they talk themselves out of a deal, they talk themselves off the phone, they talk themselves into these situations where you're like, I don't know if I can do something here, and I just don't take any of it personal. It has nothing to do with you. Especially if you're the broker. It's just like, I'm just a messenger, man. Don't hurt me.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Miss Nesk.
Yes?
Yeah, hi, my name is Henry. I'm a local investor here in town, and I was looking for Tim about the property on.
Okay, it's got the real estate, I mean, you could ask me some questions, but
It's already on the market? I'm sorry.
yes, it's on the market.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. I'll call your broker. My apologies.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is this Mrs. Zisco?
Yes?
Yeah, hi. My name is Henry. I'm a local investor here in town. I was just trying to get a hold of Ron about the building on.
Oh, I see. Hold on a second. He's in the bathroom, actually. You can talk to me, though. What do you have to say?
I'm a local investor in town, and I was calling about the property. I'm going through a 1031 exchange, so I had sold a few properties, and now I need to buy a few more. I was just curious if you'd be totally against selling the building.
You know what? I have your number on my phone. I don't think so right now, but I will talk to you about it, and if so, I will call you back. Call back in a half an hour. How's that?
Call back in 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to put a quick reminder.
Hey, John. I'm sorry. Is this Mrs. Sperling?
Yes.
Yeah, hi. My name is Henry. I'm a local investor in town, and I was calling to speak with John about the property.
It's not for sale.
I understand. I mean, I would imagine I would see it on the market if it was, but I represent a client who's selling a property down the block. So I was just curious if you and or your husband would consider buying another property in town.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Is there a better time I should call back and speak to John specifically, or?
No, I'm his wife, so I would be making decisions also.
Okay. No, understood.
But thank you.
Okay. No worries at all. Thank you. I don't know. I mean, was selling either one of the properties still part of the game plan, or was had you changed your mind?
Well, what I decided to do was I decided to get current with the rents, you know?
Sure.
And, you know, it's amazing when you take some properties that were going for, let's say, $2,000 and make them $3,200. You do that time and time and time again, and, you know, your minimum return goes up quite a bit, you know?
That is for sure. So I understand. I mean, like, so is it, selling that property, something you'd still consider, or you're sort of content at the time?
Well, what I'm talking to you about is what's transpired over the last 45 days.
Gotcha. So it's fairly recent.
So I gotta ride this puppy for
Gotcha.
a little while.
Gotcha.
You know?
Even if there was a number that maybe knocks your socks off?
You know what it is? It's hard. It's hard because, if you're getting the standard if you're getting real cash flow, I mean, after taxes, et cetera, what do you got,
So yeah, I mean, you 1031 the money into a bigger project with maybe a little bit less headaches.
That I would be interested in finding out about.
Okay. Well, because I mean, right now, like, let's just say that you sold Neptune for a nice penny. I mean, you're going to carry over a couple dollars. So I mean, why don't you could at least move.
How would the 1031 exchange work?
Okay, so I'm just saying, let's just take round numbers, right? You take 500 grand, right? Let's say your net is 500,000. You could take that money and then roll that into a building tax free, into a building down in Florida if you wanted to, where you didn't have any more ties down to Jersey. You know what I mean? So you'd have the ability where you could buy another investment property down in Florida.
All right, so there's no chance I can just take this property and do a 1031 exchange with it.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. You could.
Well, okay, then what are you talking about? You mean net being after paying off the mortgage and all that?
Correct. Yep. I threw a number out there, and I have no idea. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
It could be 20 million. Whatever it is, right? So
Right,
it's like what would be a number that again, if we could help you move the money into, that you might consider it.
As I say, that number is something I'm going to be creating going forward, I think, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I understand. Listen, I mean, I look, awesome job increasing the rents. I mean, that's obviously the job of the landlord. So I mean, you did.
I was sidetracked with being down there in Florida trying to get the place fixed up down there. I didn't focus much back up here, and so time got away from me, and now I'm looking at what COVID resulted in New Jersey, and
sure.
I'm just trying to get it close to up to speed, and even with what I'm telling you right now, I'm still probably down 20%, over where I might be able to get,
Sure. No, that's why I'm saying, like, listen,
So in a response to you, I have to say this. First of all, I got one coming in December. So, I'm way out here. I probably have to go 6 months, 8 months to see where I am cash flow wise,
in order to do what?
To come up with a good sales price as well as a good number to see how much I may be trading off. That's all. you know?
Well, I'm just saying, like, how much money do you own on the mortgage right now?
Maybe 320 or something.
320. So as an example, let's just say we did a deal for $1 million. At $1 million, you're going to walk away with, call it, nearly 700 grand, right? Something that pretty close to that ballpark, right? 650, 700.
Just got one mortgage.
Yep. Cool. So you're going to walk away with somewhere between 650, 700, give or take a couple dollars. So what's going to happen now is that you can take that money, let's call it 700 for number's sake, right? You take $700,000 and divide it by 0.3. So 0.3 as in like a down payment, which you probably can get a little bit less, right? Which means that you can take that 700 grand and you can go buy, something between $2 and $2.5 million building anywhere you please, right?
Right.
So if you wanted to, instead of having to come back to Jersey and fixing up this, this property here in Neptune as an example, you could be spending more time down in Florida. You'll be in a landlord-friendly state, right? So you'll be able to make sure that your money's moved into a much better long-term deal, right? Where instead of waiting 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 months, you're going to be setting yourself up for a little bit better of a long-term play.
Right.
Right. So, especially considering the prices in Florida are never going down, you're going to be kicking yourself in 12 to 24 months as prices continue to increase. Again, if we got you a contract today where, put a smile on your face, it would be something that you might consider.
Yeah, I mean...
Because I can walk you through the whole process, right? Like, again, I can help you find a building in Florida. I can help, help you manage through the 1031 here. I don't want you to pay any taxes. I mean, that's basically my goal here.
Right. Okay, so, okay.
Because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get a contract in your hand, okay? At least this way you have something in writing. But I'll get your contract in front of you. We can actually talk about the down and dirty numbers, and maybe we can start looking at some things in Florida and just see what makes sense, right? You said West Palm, right? Is where you go?
Yeah, I own a 3-family there.
Cool. Because I'm just saying hypothetically. I mean, if you're looking at a $2 to $2.5 million deal, you're looking at something like a 10 or so unit, 10 or 15 unit building out there. If you're looking just for multifamily, obviously, if you want to do, would you prefer multi or would you go to strip centers or a warehouse?
I don't really know right now. I mean, I just hadn't really even thought about selling right now. I kind of got my head back into maximizing that, trying to get revenues going. I mean,
sure.
Everything is like on the precipice type of deal. So I just got my letter, so hopefully I can close out my renovations on the first floor, and then I can go upstairs and raise their rents by maybe $500 more a month on both of them.
Sure.
So there's another $1,000 a month right there that I have to sit on.
No, of course. And listen, I understand.
When you add it all, when you add it up, I mean, I've probably been sitting on maybe 6,000 or 7,000 a month. One reason or another, I couldn't do it at that time. I wasn't aware of it at that time.
I don't disagree. And listen,
a 6,000 or 7,000 difference a month.
That's a lot
of money.
I agree. And listen, that's the whole point that I try to talk to people about, right? Like, because at the end of the day, every dollar can be stretched, right? As much as you're willing to stretch it in the deal. And if you and I are both just thinking objectively, like regardless of what you own and what you could own, if you and I are just talking objectively, if you could choose between owning a property, in Neptune, New Jersey for $1 million and change or whatever that number is, right? Give or take a couple bucks, or owning a multi-million-dollar property in and around West Palm, Florida. I mean, I don't know which one you would choose, but I know which one I would. Just for long-term purposes, whether you could make a couple extra dollars or not. It's just like, if we're just talking longevity plays here, I mean, the one in Florida's probably got a much better opportunity of at least doubling in the next few years. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why don't I was going to say, next steps, right? Where do you think we should go from here?
I guess my next step would be for me to probably go back over, go over my numbers from a standpoint of what you're talking about here. And I hadn't really thought about the 1031 right now. I kind of put it in abeyance, thinking that I would do far better by just getting everything up to speed and then be able to see how I stand.
Sure.
So once again, I hate to make it sound like I'm just hunkering down, but
No, and listen, maybe you do, but at the same time, I just look at it saying, how do I make every dollar work as best as possible for me?
Right.
Right, and on it, like we just agreed, it does seem like Florida might be a better option. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. We got to look at some deals down there, but I just wouldn't say it's not.
All right. Well, you're giving me good food for thought. So
yeah.
I mean, it's not like this hasn't been done in my family.
No, of course. Look, 1031s is it's a very common thing. It's very smart when it comes to people in your situation. right?
Now, my sister was a banker, and she hasn't sold her property in 20 years, and she's probably moved 7 times.
Well, why don't we do this? You said you're going down to Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm going down there this afternoon.
How long are you gonna be? How long are you gonna be down there for?
I didn't buy my ticket yet to come back.
You're just like me.
I would be back. Safe to say, 2 week, probably 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
2 to 3 weeks situation.
All right, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna put you on I'm gonna put you on my calendar for about 2 to 3 weeks from now. I'll give you a quick ring, but I'm gonna plan on maybe we can. I'll stop by. I live in Red Bank, so like I'm right down the street,
Right.
But maybe you and I can get a coffee or something. We can talk about details and everything.
My sister too, and get some more particulars.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that basically within the next few weeks we should be able to get somewhere, at least with some sort of game plan. Right. Cool. Well, listen. Enjoy Florida, my friend. I wish I was coming with you. And then when you come back, we'll get some coffee and we'll chat numbers.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty. I appreciate you so much, Rich. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Hi, Amy. My name's Henry with Ace Acquisitions. I'm partnered with Mark. I guess you were speaking with him yesterday about the property on Mount Herman.
Oh, okay.
How you doing?
So, all right.
Wonderful. Just wanted to follow up. So I am actually the principal buyer. Mark was calling on my behalf. So I just wanted to give you a call directly. I don't know. Do you have 2 minutes for me?
Okay.
Okay, great. So this property, I know it said, at least from what Mark was telling me, you had some interest in possibly whether it was hearing an offer, selling the property. I am not an agent, by the way, and I'm not looking for a listing.
Yeah, that's why I'm not in rush. So my children say I should try to sell it myself.
No, understood.
I don't want to bother, but now the children are big, moving away, so I want to sell it.
And again, listen, you're speaking to a buyer, right? I'm not looking to list the property.
I don't want to break the commission in between you and me, but I don't want to sell it.
No, I'm saying there's no commission.
No ball. I have an offer. I reject it.
What crazy number did they offer you that you rejected?
They're not crazy. Just $70,000, not even from my asking. But I still feel too low because now, if you're looking 3,500 square foot in Ocean Grove is such a nice neighborhood, and with Estel Park, nightlife, people love to live in Ocean Grove and hang out in Estel Park. Even myself, I like it too.
Of course.
Because my children now living in different areas, seldom come. That's why I was thinking to sell it. Otherwise, I won't sell it.
You have it listed here for $995?
Yeah, so I'm looking for that number, or we just discount for the commission.
So what's interesting is that you had it listed previously, correct?
Yeah. He could put me the offer, very close to what I asked.
Gotcha. But
but I calculate the selling cost and this and that, so it cost me $70,000. So that's why I asked.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it's still it's still listed for sale, right?
No, it's not listed.
I'm just saying it's on Zillow right now, showing that it's for sale.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the contract ending. I give them 6 months.
Got it.
They bought me an offer in late July, but back and forth, wasting my time.
I understand.
So
I got you. So then.
Yeah, because I'm not there no time, I don't want them to just come in my apartment or bother the people live there. In the summer, people pay a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
8,800. You can't go in people's apartment all the time.
I understand.
So that's why I reject it. I say, gee, enough. You from July to August.
Yeah.
I don't want them to bother. They paying so much money to me, so
yeah, of course.
I don't want to bother people. I said,
because so just to clarify, the property is during the winter time right now is vacant.
Yeah. Oh, not vacant. I go down once a while. I have my son and 2 single guys up to stay there. They pay me $2,100. Yeah, my son and 2 friends.
Gotcha.
So I'm down there now, and summer I occupy apartment 2. Apartment 3 is beautiful, renovated.
Okay.
And now I'm looking for good winter rental, but I'm not worried because of my daughter living in Europe now. Sometime come back. So I'm very picky. Each time I pick people, I check the credit and do this. I'm picky. No smoking, no pet. And you come in my building like a 1 and a half because we only 2-3 people live there.
Understood.
And the apartment one have a couple now. They pay me all up front, but they all individual heating. So all new boiler, I put it in last 5 years for all new boiler. So all separate. So once I was thinking to convert to condo, but I don't have any.
So
right now we live in Maryland, so that's why
I understand.
want to sell. Because my husband's job relocated.
Where you got? Sorry, just to clarify, you got relocated to Maryland.
Yeah.
So then, between you and I, right? It just sounds like from what you're telling me that selling this property might be ideal during this time period, considering you're out of state, and you know your family's moving away, right? Like your kids are moving away.
Yeah, we keep as primary original. We want to retire over there.
Yeah.
That's beautiful to retire over there.
Of course.
So
I agree.
that's why. Yeah,
Okay.
we can sell. We don't have to be crazy get rid of it because my husband may be going back.
Yeah.
Sometimes the job you never know how long it lasts, right?
Yeah, of course.
So besides, we are near that we can retire anyway.
Yeah, of course.
We
I mean,
are
listen,
young
like
person,
as a buyer, right? As a buyer, and just from what you're saying to me now over the phone, it really does sound like having the property listed on the market would probably be the most ideal for you because you're looking for a retail buyer. You're looking for somebody who's going to pay you top dollar and possibly even live there in one of the units so that they can get a great loan on it.
Great loan and beautiful family.
Exactly, I agree.
And one of the apartment very big, like you can make it like a penthouse because the attic is very high.
That's awesome. That's
the
awesome.
Attic is very high, and if I really retire there, I would upstairs like a 5-bedroom because the whole floor, down second floor become a 2-bedroom. Each bedroom is pretty big living room. That's why I take one of the one bedroom apartment.
Yeah, understood.
So it's 1.5 bath.
I understand.
2 apartment and 1.5 bath.
No, that's awesome. So then between you and I mean, now I think we're on the same page here. I saw that you had it on the market for 6 months with a previous agent. I think that if you had the right agent and we priced it the right way, and again, I'm not saying me, I'm saying somebody that I could refer you as a top agent in that neighborhood, would you prefer me to do so?
Well, what are you talking? You want to buy it?
I mean, listen, I'm saying like based on what you've told me.
I'm going to lease with this 2%.
Well, hold on. Before you do anything like that.
2%.
Before you do anything like that, hold on. Before you do anything like that, again, I'm not a realtor and I'm not here to list your house. I'm a buyer. What I am saying to you is that based on what you've told me and all the criteria that you've given me, it probably wouldn't be ideal for me and my portfolio. So what I'm saying to you is that for you, and I'm just talking to you like another human being because I want you to get the most money for your property, because that sounds like your goal is to get the most money for your property. I would recommend listing the property for sale with a top realtor who knows what they're doing. Because in a market like this, like if you were trying to sell this house a year ago or 2 years ago, when interest rates were 2% or 3%, you could have sold this property by yourself, no questions asked, whether you listed it for sell by owner or listed it with a 2% broker fee or whatever. But in this market, when interest rates are 8% and inflation is higher than that, I would not recommend.
You know what? Since I already pay all, I consider if people pay 40% down, I consider take mortgage.
Understood. And don't get me wrong, I'll ask around for you, but
I don't mind because I don't mind to take 6%.
No, I get it. So again, between you and I, listen, I just want what's in your best interest. So I would recommend that you speak with a top agent locally, which I can connect you with, a good friend of mine.
Who's the top agent? I tried them.
I've never heard of this Alfredo I've never heard of this person ever in my life. Let me connect you with a guy named Henry. He's a local agent in the town.
What is the shop? Where you work?
Everything's local, so they specialize in multifamily property.
I don't. You know what? I sell this. I want to do like kind of change.
No, I agree.
Be a relief. Okay, so I look around. I cannot get anything I could replace for free market in good area, multifamily.
Yeah.
Even in a bad area, sell more than that. No, nothing under $1 million.
I understand.
I look at it, so I don't care to sell. No.
No, listen, I hear you, and just know that the market has changed so much in 30 days, let alone 90 days.
I know, because of the interest rate. So I
Exactly.
react to interest rate lower. I don't care.
No, I agree, but here's the thing, right? I'm not telling you to change anything and or lower your expectation on your sales price. I'm not trying to say that.
No, do it is. I'm off market. I don't know who's to put it there. I afraid those 6 months. He did bring me the buyer, the contract they signed. And the buyer suddenly saw the interest go up. He want me to reduce
Why'd you list the property in the first place?
because I want to sell.
Okay, so then
I do.
if you
I see everybody, and most important, my 2 old friends, they sold the house, but they're one friend house anyway.
understood.
So when I go down, I don't see friends that I know for 17 years.
Yeah.
So I say, gee, and then they say, oh, the market is good, why don't you sell it, right? I say, my market is different from your market. I own 4 families. Just because my children, I want to be privacy. So
Yeah.
I put each children one apartment. So they're friends, they don't bother me. I just keep my one bed.
Smart.
One bedroom.
I own several
I come
4
down,
families.
I
So.
enjoy it.
I own.
Keep it for 17 years.
I get it. Listen, I own several 4-family properties. I specialize in helping people sell multi-family properties because it's a very different sale than it is a single family.
You know what, when I go to see, because I'm originally from New York, I really want to go back to New York when we retire. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I like the New York City Chinese food, so much variety. The small town would not fit me. When I retire, I would go back to Manhattan, probably.
I love that.
That's why I'm looking at Jersey City or close by New York City.
Great.
Town. I can go there within half an hour. Not like now. From Maryland, 3 hours. From Ocean Go 2 hours. I really plan to do that. So I look around Jersey City.
And did you know?
Downtown, crazy. I don't want a bad neighborhood.
No, I understood. But did you know?
So I could not replace. If I sold this one, I cannot replace anywhere. I can get some income cover me, and then I can enjoy my retirement.
Well, hold on. Before
I
you say that,
don't care to sell it like that.
I understand. So did you know of something called a 1031 exchange? Did you know what?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
know. I did it once or twice already. I know very well.
Okay, great. So then what I would recommend, because again, it sounds like you're actually in that position, that if you were to sell your property in Ocean Grove, do you have a mortgage on that property?
No, I don't have mortgage.
Okay, great. So as an example, I'm going to give you a quick example. If hypothetically you only sold the 4-family in Ocean Grove for $800,000, super low. I'm not saying to do this, but I'm saying as an example. You took that $800,000, or even call it $750,000 after all expenses, the $750,000, and you found another property to move that into, like you said another rental property in Jersey City, or
No, I could not find it. I want to get a 4-family house. Sadly, I can occupy 2 apartments. Because one for me, one for children come back. And right now the 2 to subsidize.
Understood. So I'm saying I can find you.
I cannot find anything.
So again, I specialize.
Under $1.5 million.
It wouldn't be under $1.5 million.
I don't sell.
Don't get me wrong, because you're looking in.
You find me one. You're a realtor. You find me one.
I can find you one, no problem. What I'm saying to you is that, don't get me wrong though, I can almost assure you that it will be more expensive than $1.5 million if you want to be that close to Manhattan. However,
I know.
I can make sure.
But Jersey City used to be cheaper than Ocean Grove.
I know. It's kind of funny how crazy it is. But okay, so why don't we do this?
No. Some place still bad, still no good, still cheap, but I don't want to be there.
Yeah, I know you don't. I agree. So what I would recommend is the following, okay? Why don't we do this? I'm going to recommend that we do 2 things at the same exact time.
Yeah.
I'm going to start working to find you a fantastic opportunity near Manhattan like we just talked about. Okay, a 4-family property that you can move your money into.
Even 2 families, okay. You're bigger. I don't care.
Okay, that's fine.
I could afford keep it or rent out one.
Yeah.
Big apartment. The children now they.
But and again, if I find something between $1.5 and $2 million or so, is that okay?
So this much, how can I pay for it? I don't want to get any mortgage anymore because we are near retirement age.
No, but again, you're gonna have you're gonna have a mortgage if you pay that much money. But the difference is, you're going to, like, again, you said that you want to retire near that location, and if you have the right property, which I can find for you, the 2 apartments that are rented can cover a large majority of whatever your payment is. So you basically and essentially are buying a more expensive property for free.
Oh, no. I don't want to get mortgage anymore.
You're not going to find a cheaper property, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're okay with finding a 2-family, then we could probably look at it.
No, they actually for enjoyment, Ocean go better than Jersey City. Jersey is lousy. Not like Manhattan. Manhattan is different.
Yeah, I mean, but at least, because listen, if you try to buy a 2-family in Manhattan, you're going to spend $1 gajillion.
I know.
Yeah.
Manhattan only buy a condo.
Exactly. So again, in a perfect world, if and when you do sell your Ocean Grove property, what would you do with the money?
Maybe I sell Ocean Grove, I buy a condo only for ourselves, a 2-bedroom or 1
Okay.
bedroom.
No, understood. So then again, in this market, I'm telling you that if you don't take advantage of a price in this market, we don't know where the economy is going, but I can tell you it's not exactly going north.
I understand everybody says the same thing, right? Everybody says the same thing. So that's why a lot of people sold it during pandemic very cheap.
I don't think they sold cheap. I think
sorry.
I think people sold their proproperties for great prices.
No, I just want to know. I'm not going to sell it when everything is inflated. The money is worth not much less.
So what happens? What happens if?
I still keep it off market. If you buy,
Yeah.
if you find me a buyer, we talk.
Well,
Okay,
well,
that's it.
no, I
I
understand.
have to go. I'm busy. Bye.
That's interesting.
If you're still watching this video, that means to me that you're a committed real estate agent and you're looking to take your life and business to the next level. I'm just curious. Why have you yet to schedule your free, no obligation coaching consultation? All you have to do is simply go in the description down below, and people are telling me this call has been the most unbelievable, the most powerful call they've had in their entire career. And here's just a few of the individuals who have taken full advantage of this call. And my mission is to support as many realtors as possible. Build a 6- and 7-figure net income business so that they don't have to rely on this industry anymore for their everyday income. If you're a committed realtor, which I can see like you are, all you have to simply do to take full advantage of this free coaching consultation is to go in the description down below and schedule your free call now.